Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner, and this is actually going to be the final hotfix show before SGDQ 2022. That's going to be starting in just a few days here on the 26th, and that's going to be running through July 3rd. So if you want to check out any of the information of our live streamed event, you can go to gamesdonequick.com, and you can tune back in here in just a few days to watch the event live. That being said, from right now until July 15th, GDQ's revenue from subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered after taxes will be donated by GDQ to Doctors Without Borders. We also have a new Instagram, so you can check out Games Done Quick on Instagram to get bite-sized clips from our hotfix shows and from what's going to be happening at the event and what's on at the event. And you can also tweet Games Done Quick, and you can let us know what you're most excited about for SGDQ. With all that said, we've got an exciting show. This is going to be a little bit different than what I normally have on the show. Normally, we teach very beginner-friendly runs, but with SGDQ in just a few days here, I wanted to have June have games that were going to be in the marathon, and so I picked TimeShift, which is a game that I am familiar with and also in the marathon. And it is not necessarily something you would just pick up and be able to do. There is a lot of kind of technical things with it. So I brought my good friend Shockwave on the show. Hey Shock, how you doing?
Hey Church.
Are you ready for the magnificent amount of tricks we are going to have to show off tonight?
Oh yeah, there's so actually Church and I talked about this right before the show started. There's actually not a lot of tricks, specifically in terms of like unique types of tricks. We're doing only like 4. We tried to count. Hopefully we didn't miss one, but there's only 4 tricks that we're doing. We're just doing them in different ways over and over again. So in terms of the depth of knowledge of tricks you need to know, there isn't a lot to this game. It's more of how to execute those tricks is really where learning this game can get difficult.
Now, yes. And there's also, there's like varying levels of strats. Mostly we do the easier ones, except in like half the levels where we do the harder ones because it doesn't, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Oh yeah, There's plenty of ways that like you could do harder stuff. Like for me, when I learned the game, I just looked up a speed run and I accidentally learned the segmented run. I didn't realize I was learning the segmented run until I already did. So I've already incorporated some of those, but even then, some of the segmented strats aren't that hard. It's just getting them to execute correctly is sometimes a challenge.
So for specifically one of the first few, well, some of the first few levels, we are going to be having Shock teach a few levels, and then we're going to be having, we're going to be switching to me, and I'm going to teach a different trick. Shock and I run the beginning of the game a little differently. Because one of the levels we get into, the trick that happened, I disliked so much that I went to learn a segmented strat instead. So, there's lots of different ways you can play this game. Whenever you are ready, I think we are good to go, Shock.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and hit the timer whenever I hit casual on this screen. It is fun. I like to call these casual percent runs because the easiest difficulty is called casual. So, fun fact, I guess. On 3, 2, 1, go. So right off the bat, most cutscenes can be skipped by just mashing the escape key. So you can just mash escape and you can skip most of them. Some of them are a little weird with the timing that you have to do it. Some of them are not. First things first, just because this is a walking section for the first about 2 minutes, there's not much we can do here. We'll go ahead and at least say one thing right off the bat is that in terms of just walking around the map, you should never jump. Jumping is actually really slow. So you can see here, I'm walking around, but when I jump, I do this little like stutter when I land on the ground. That's actually like, it causes a bunch of problems in terms of like trying to move around smoothly because like you just stop dead in your tracks whenever you land. So first things first, try not to jump when you're just trying to walk around the map. I said try not to because we're going to use jumping later for one of the really important tricks. But in terms of walking around, that's really the fastest you can go. But for the most part, this is an auto-scroller. The only thing you can do is just not be in certain parts when NPCs move. So there's not really much that we can do to like speed things up or like tricks that we can do to speed this up. It's just waiting for NPCs to do actions for us. So once he breaks this door for us, then we can move to the next section to wait for more NPCs. We're just moving from like NPC to NPC at this point.
There are technically, like we said, there are segmented strats that you technically could do in a lot of the levels, but they are incredibly difficult, so that we're not gonna show them.
Yeah. Well, we have some dead time here because we're just waiting for this whole sequence to happen. In that room, the segmented strat is to stand on an explosive barrel to push you to the top of the room to go over an invisible wall. Good luck getting that explosive barrel to do what you need it to do. So you can sit there for like 2 hours and it will never go as high as you need it to because it's completely random how stuff blows up.
Yeah.
All right.
So now, don't try that.
Yeah. But now we're gonna head to our first trick. Actually, first trick right at the beginning of the game. Every level basically has some kind of skip to it. Even this intro level right here. So we're gonna get our first gun here. This is an assault rifle with a grenade launcher in the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and you can shoot the gun and then you can shoot grenades out the bottom of it. Something to note about this gun is if you actually hold the grenade launcher button, you can actually shoot them and they'll stay on the ground. Where did it go? There it is. You can see it stays on the ground like this, and then when I let go, it blows up whenever I let go. We can abuse this in many ways. So what you can do is you can actually shoot it on the ground like this, and then when you want to jump and get some extra height, you could jump and then let go of the button so you can get some extra height. Simple grenade jumping. Now we can actually combine that with 2 grenades at the same time. I'm just reloading to make this easier. One thing to note, we'll go ahead and say this now because we're going to need it. This game does have quick save and quick load, and we're going to abuse that as well. But also, it's actually a really good tool in this game. It doesn't just like save your progress. It saves your progress. It saves your ammo count. It saves your angle that you're looking at. It saves like the exact state of the game when you hit that button. So it's actually really nice if you want to set up like an angle. You can actually like, I can save, let's say I want to look at this dumpster. I can save, I can move over here, hit reload, and I'm looking at the dumpster again, exactly where I saved. So that's like super useful. We're going to use that in a lot of places for quick save and quick loading. But now we're back to the grenade jumping. So remember, you can hold the grenade button to actually get it on the ground, but also if you're quick enough, you can let go and then you can shoot another one like that. So you can actually use 2 grenades instead of 1. Now the launcher only has 2 in the mag, so it's sort of convenient that it works out that way. But you know, you can just shoot one on the ground and then you can shoot another one immediately if you're quick enough. That is going to get used. That is double grenade jumping. That's going to get used a few times. So that's like the first trick we're going to use. The second trick we're going to use, I'm going to explain this now before actually trying to combine this, is we're going to do a thing that at least Church and I, we just call it save loading, because we're going to save and then we're going to load immediately. So if you mash save and then you hit load, actually, I saved it multiple times. So let's see. Let's load this one. There you go. So I reloaded in the air. I didn't take any fall damage. So what you can do is you can actually abuse quick saves and quick loads to actually not take any fall damage. So, if I want to take no fall damage, I can just jump off like that. I have a quick save in the air somewhere, probably this one right here. And I'm going to reload. I'm not going to take any fall damage. So you can cancel out any fall damage with a quick save and a quick load. So now that we've shown those 2 tricks with grenade jumping and quick save and quick load, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our first trick, which is to actually skip the rest of this level. So we're going to go ahead and load over this dumpster, or load back up onto the catwalk here. We want to get over this fence. It's slightly deceptive because there's actually another invisible wall right about there-ish, give or take. It also stretches way higher than this fence does. It stretches probably about to that roof. I don't know exactly how high it is, but it's a little higher than you think. So we need to get over that invisible wall and we need to get out of bounds. So we're gonna combine the double grenade jumping and the quick save and quick load to cancel any fall damage that we have. I'll go ahead and give that a shot, but there's not really much room to move here. So what we sort of have to do is curve our way around this railing over here. So what we're gonna do is shoot one here to push us out towards the wall, and then we're gonna use another one here to give us the height that we need. So like that. So I didn't have enough distance there because I'm trying to just demonstrate, but that's essentially what we're trying to do. We're trying to use one grenade to push us forward, one grenade to push us up. So and then you just keep trying to set up angles, do quick saves and quick loads, and then eventually you can just set it up and then... Oof, I touched the ladder there, so I didn't get any jumps there. And not over the wall. That's one thing about this game, you have to pay attention to sort of where you land for stuff like this to make sure you get over the invisible wall. So like that. Cool. So you see game saved on the right side of the screen, even though I died. If I hit proceed and quick load, I now reload and I have some health and I'm now out of bounds. So we've canceled some fall damage. We took a little bit, but we canceled enough fall damage to be able to survive to now get out of bounds. And at this point, we can skip the rest of the level and just go to the end. So we're gonna go ahead and just walk down this invisible street. This, when you're out of bounds, the game just kind of phases in and out of existence. It happens, don't worry about it. But you're gonna walk down this street, and then we're gonna go until about here, past this crosswalk is where I do it. It doesn't really matter where you start, you just need to have enough height, so. All right, there's one other, so here's another trick. So we're doing 3 tricks in the first level, but this is the only time we're gonna use this one specifically, that like, where it matters, I should say. TimeShift is weird with how you handle out of bounds. So instead of just like walking forever on like an invisible plane, you're actually gonna slowly descend. So I wish I could save, but you're gonna slowly descend. You see how I'm like slowly dipping down as I just stand here and I'm not doing anything. That's just the way that TimeShift is. It, you know, you can walk as far as you want, but you will slowly descend. It's almost like a really, really long ramp that you're going down as you do it. So you have to figure out what distance you need to cover and how high you need to start up in order to cover that distance. Luckily enough, the end of the level is basically on the other side of that tube, so we can actually just start walking from here, and we won't lose enough height to, you know, fall into the void. Instead, we'll have just enough height to get into this end room. So we're gonna walk under this pipe over here, and then once we go under the pipe, we're just gonna make a hard left right where those upper beams are. And we're just going to shove our face into the wall here, and we're basically done. We just have to hold forward here, and the level will complete itself. But yeah, 3 tricks in the first level. It's you kind of learn a lot at the beginning, and then the 4th trick we're going to do in the next level. So we will actually have all of the tricks in our bank, and then we're just going to start applying them in different ways. So for now, we're just waiting for this cutscene. It's about 30 seconds to a minute. It's not too long, but it is long. You're just kind of sitting here. Go ahead, Church.
If for whatever reason on that walk you're not quite getting, like you're falling underneath this like grate platform, like the floor, you can try and like either like you start a little bit sooner or farther. Basically, you just want to like adjust your angles and try to walk more like directly to where you're going.
Yeah, and actually I will also say before this level ends, this level, it doesn't have just an end of level trigger, like because I started this, I'm gonna end the level. It's actually got a box that you have to be in order for the level to finish. And that box actually doesn't extend that far up the floor down there. So it extends like halfway between the floor I'm on and then the floor down there. So if you do fall, you can jump your way into that cutscene if you get enough height into it. You can touch, there's a little bit of floor that extends out of bounds that you can jump off of, but you need to be in that trigger for the level to end. So because I'm this high up, the level just ends immediately. And then we can skip cutscenes with this button. Combat in this game isn't too complicated. There's not really much in terms of how to do certain specific combat. Just kind of do it the way that works for you. There's a lot of stuff in this run where do setups or do combat that kind of works for you. There's a general spot of I need to do X, and you just, however you want to make it work. There's plenty of spots where Church and I deviate what we do, but we do it in the same spot to get to the same ending. And it really doesn't matter that much. So here, I just shoot this guy in the head, and then I slow down time to just get the other two dead. And then that's it. That's the way I do that fight. It doesn't really matter how you do that fight. It's really not a big deal. But now we're on to the last trick that you really need to know. And this is called object flinging. And I have a graphic for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and show the other power in this game. So there's another power in this game. So there's three powers. There's time slow, which slows down time. You can see these NPCs start to slow down, and the rain slows down when I slow down time. I can also stop time, so everything freezes. That'll be useful later for an actual in-game mechanic, not a glitch or anything. But then there's also one more time ability, the one on the right side of the ability meter, somewhere over there, I think. Yeah, the right side of the ability meter is time reverse. So if I hit reverse, they broke open that gate. That gate's now gonna come close itself. It's gonna literally rewind time in front of my eyes. We're gonna abuse that because that's very broken. But what we can do is use time reversal to basically push us in a direction of our own choosing. So for example, if I get this barrel and I, blow it up and then I have it come off the wall like this, I can then reverse time and have it travel on that path. I didn't have enough time reversal. 1 second. This demonstration will work. Whatever, that's good enough. So I can time reverse and I can put that barrel back where I want it to be. The game does not really agree with what you're doing with time reversal. The game just wants to rewind everything and put it back in its place. It's basically taking snapshots of where everything else is in the game, and then it's playing that back as you reverse time. But since you're basically the independent variable, you can mess with that and you can do some things the game doesn't like because it's trying to basically follow these snapshots. And because you're not in that snapshot at that time, it's going to disagree and do some weird stuff. So we're going to do a thing called object flinging. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to put up a graphic to make sure that it makes sense of what's going on here. So I'm going to get this thing in the air like this. I'm going to let it fall, and I'm going to reverse time. I'm going to jump on it, and then it's going to kick me off to the side like that. So that didn't make sense at all of what was going on. So I have a quick little graphic. This is the only graphic I had. I had graphics last time and they worked pretty well. So we got another graphic this time. All right, there's a graphic. Hopefully that fits in screen. Yeah, that fits in screen. So here's an example of what we're trying to do with object flinging. I just realized that the green doesn't work because I'm greened it out. Whoops. There you go. Now the green's back. All right, so here, whoa, nope, that's yellow. So here is us. We are this dude, and this is the barrel. That blue line that you see right here, this is the path it's traveling while time flows normally. So we're trying to get this barrel to flow on this path because we want to get up here. So our goal is here, and we're getting this barrel to do this. When we reverse time, it's going to follow the red line like this. Now, if you look at the red line and look at the X on the building, those are that's pushing me in the direction I want to go. So what happens is as this thing follows its normal path, when you reverse time, it's going to follow the reverse of that path, but we're going to jump on it, and we're going to basically let that object push us in the direction that we want to go. So when you're setting up a thing called an object fling, you're basically pushing the barrel or whatever object you're using, you're pushing the object in the direction opposite of what you want to go. So that's why I said, I'm pushing it to the right when I really want to go to the left, because when you time reverse something, it's pushing you to the left. I hope that makes sense to everyone. We'll give it a try right here to understand. I forgot to get rid of the graphic. Everyone in chat, let me know if that made sense, and we need to go over that again, because this is the trick that's going to be used basically everywhere.
A lot.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's an example. Actually, I should point out where I want to go. So I can actually get to the end of the level by going over that wall right over there. There's an end of level scripted fight with a turret and a bunch of other stuff that's basically in that direction. So I want to go over that wall. So thinking of that graphic, I have that green X, I have my barrel, and I have that blue line I need it to travel while time is going normally. So then I need to get the red line to point towards that building. So this barrel is here. I'm going to get it in the air and fly, from this point over to here. So when I reverse it, it's, reversing like this into that direction. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot, and we'll see how well this wants to cooperate. So we're going to definitely demonstrate how inconsistent explosions are. There you go. So there's a good angle. So now I'm going to reverse time, jump on it, spam jump, and there you go. Perfect. So I hope that was a good demonstration, because that was exactly what I needed to do. I traveled in the opposite direction, I reversed it to go in the correct direction, and then it kicked me into the wall where I needed to go. So that is an object fling. That is going to be used literally, literally everywhere. And I hope it makes sense. We can explain it more when we do them later. But for now, we're going to continue on because there's plenty of opportunities to describe object flings later. But here's another thing, like I said, about like out of bounds weirdness. So because I got shoved out of bounds, the game doesn't really know what to do with me. So it's just going to have me slowly descend like this because I didn't walk out of bounds. It's just how the game works. I don't understand why. But I'm trying to basically inch my way above solid ground, because once I'm above solid ground, then the game will be like, oh, you should be falling now. And then it'll let me fall. I'm just trying to work my way towards there. What am I just stuck in? Is there a wall here?
There might be a wall there. I'm not sure.
This is something that's fun about TimeShift. You like learn all the weirdness. Yeah. There's something weird that happens every run. I actually don't know if I'll make it. I actually don't know if I'll make it to the piece of ground that I want to get to, because I would definitely not make it over there, but I think I can make it above this. There's a tiny strip. You can sort of see it right there that I'm pointing at, that I'm trying to get myself over. Right now, we're just, this is part of running TimeShift. Sometimes your launches go great and you get like the perfect speed and distance, and then sometimes this happens and you're just, the launch was great, but you're too far, so you have to fix it. So we're just inching our way. I think I'll make it.
So, one of the other interesting things, like we kind of talked about, like you can do each level a variety of different ways. The angle and direction Shock just did is not the angle and direction I go for at all.
Yep, and most levels don't have infinitely extending walls. So if, like, let's say this room doesn't work for you, that's fine. Go to the next room, and you can probably do it there as well. And any setup generally will work. It's just kind of like where you want to do it is up to you. This is going to be really close, but it should be fine. God, it's so slow when this happens. All right, hold up. So once the middle of my crosshair, the top line and the bottom line, go over land, I will start to fall. I'm trying to be very careful here, and I'm also trying to save my game so I don't have to redo that. Like there. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, so we're through. But like I said, so like getting flung out of the map is a problem, but like you can sort of demonstrate that here. So like I can walk out of the map here, but if I jump out of the map, I get stuck in a wall. So that's sort of what's happening whenever I do an object fling, is like I'm getting stuck like this because I'm jumping out of the map. Okay, don't know why that's different, but that's probably due to also like the weirdness with the long ramp talked about in the last level. But here we're just gonna walk. This is where we're gonna deviate a little bit in terms of what I do and what Church does. I'm gonna go under the map over here. And there's a wall that I can actually just walk through. So you can actually just walk through this wall right here in the middle. You can just get right through it. Oh, hold up. There you go. You can just get right through it like nothing happened. Something to note as well, you will soft block the game if you do this trick. There's an easy way to fix it, and you sort of have to fix it, is you just walk into this pipe right here to spawn this NPC. And once you spawn the NPC, you're not soft blocked anymore. But at this point, it is a turret section until the end of the level. So hop on the turret and just shoot stuff until a text prompt comes in the bottom right corner, and then you can progress to the next level.
One thing we didn't mention about time slow, if your health is below, like, I want to say 40%?
Time stop, but that's going to come in later. It's time stop, not time slow.
Did I say slow? I meant time stop. Yeah.
Yeah, time stop. Yeah, that'll be used in a trick later. So saving the.
It will be.
Yeah. All right. So text showed up in the bottom right. I can get off the turret and wait for this level to finish. This auto scroller is basically done. We're just waiting for this guy to open the door. So the soft lock I mentioned earlier, this guy has certain animations that he does to open this grate, which has the level trigger underneath it. But now that I've spawned him, he'll actually open the grate. If I didn't spawn him, the grate would never open, so it would never end the level. And no, it doesn't just like magically push itself open. Like this NPC has to be here to open the grate for you. It's kind of sad. It would be really funny to watch it just like slide open though. All right, then you fall in here and then you end this level.
All right. We'll switch over to mine real quick, so I can show my second half of that level.
Sure. I just realized I'm one grenade short as well because of the explaining.
Oh,
I'll be fine. I can make it work. There's some dudes up here. Yeah, there's dudes I can.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. While you explain, I'm gonna go get a grenade. But
yeah, exactly.
I guess
Okay.
Before we switch over, or actually, yeah, we'll just wait for him. You can just wait for this dude to talk, and then you can progress. But yeah, go ahead and take over church. I'm gonna go get some ammo real quick.
All right. So I'm not going to do the first part of the level. So this is the ground right after the object fling. That's where we started. This is where we land. For the most part, we're still walking to the end. We're just going to be doing it a little bit slower. The reason for that is there is a gun in the game that we are going to be using in tricks later. It's the crossbow. And normally the crossbow doesn't spawn until like the second half of the game, except enemies in this little siege here actually do have crossbows, but you're never supposed to be able to be out of bounds here in order to get them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk over here out of bounds, and we are going to do a little bit of platforming so we can get to, so this is the area where Shock was, this is where the minigun was, and we are going to come over here, we're gonna jump over this wall, and we are going to shove our face in here until we see those soldiers come out. So that means we've started the event where soldiers come out. So now the people with crossbows can spawn. So I'm going to probably fail doing this jump once or twice.
This jump has a small invisible wall to get over. It's deceiving because it's out of bounds. Oh, also, actually, this looks like is this an object that's not square, that's actually pointed at the top? It looks like it is.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I'm trying to do a single grenade. I can also come over here and do this, and that might work if the grenade doesn't go in front of me. So there's a lot of different ways you can get the... Oh, almost had it there. The kind of boost you need. I can also just try doing shit.
It's just like barely not giving you enough every time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of one of the things you need to. That's not gonna work at all. You kind of just need to be able to like figure out what is going wrong with your jumps and kind of work from there.
Yeah, like I said,
this isn't even the hard part.
Yeah, like find a, church is doing the setup this way. There's multiple ways to get over that wall. Find whatever way works for you. Even if it's like a couple seconds slower, just take it. Like at this point, this is a consistency like run. You need to find ways to make your run as consistent as possible because of how random physics and grenades and explosions can be. So whatever you can do to reduce that complexity, the better. It just doesn't want to let you up there at all.
Stuck in that wall.
It like actually does not want to let you up there. This is kind of.
This is actually like I should be getting over. Where am I? I'm right. What we're gonna do? I didn't even jump there. That's not even the right wall. Whoops. My save is right before this wall.
Yeah, that wall looks like the same wall that's in, I think it's level 4. I don't remember the names, but I just know level 4. The wall I jump off of is actually, it's modeled, it's visibly modeled like a square or like a rectangle, but it's actually a square, but then it has a pyramid on top, and you stand on a pyramid and it looks like...
I have a grenade. I'm gonna do a double. if I actually don't run into the wall. So in general, you want to save a grenade or like a clutch grenade and 3 underbarrels, which is why I'm trying to not use extra underbarrels. But since I actually have extra grenades, I'm going to attempt and fail a double for some reason. This isn't even the hard one. It really does not want me over, holy.
Oh yeah, it is being very rude to you. I swear it's not. That wall shouldn't be that high. This is actually not even... That wall's not supposed to be that high.
It is not supposed to. So this might be the thing I was kind of talking to you off stream, which is that I actually don't know if the game is mad about the fact that technically I have 16 cores, because this computer won't run on a computer that has hyperthreading. So I had to disable hyperthreading to get it to work, and some of the physics have been a little wonky for me. Mm-hmm. Although I did complete this successfully, so I'm going to... am I going to do a triple? I'm going to do a triple just to say that I got over.
Just no clip over there.
It's just no clip. Maybe if I don't die, that'd be great. This should be a single for everybody if you need to do a...
That almost made it. I saw you clip the top of it. Oh, I thought you... I think you had
might be able to save that, yeah.
I think you had it there. Oh, just barely.
Oh, wait. I actually didn't know what happened there.
You went underneath the terrain. And like all of this, again, is just to grab one weapon to do a different trick that Segmented did, because it's kind of ridiculous, like what you can do with it. But you're not supposed to get this weapon until about halfway through the game.
I didn't think I needed to practice a single jump this much, to be perfectly honest with you. I literally nailed it like first try every time before being on stream, so good talk, game. I didn't get any height there. Shock, can you do me a favor and do my strat for me?
I don't know how to do that strat.
Apparently I don't either, friend.
I'm also all of my saves are in a bad spot, so I couldn't even go back to it if I wanted to. I'd have to redo the fling.
So I see somebody asking in chat. So I am attempting to show this. Obviously, you wouldn't employ this in a speedrun if you hadn't practiced it. Although, I mean, some of our flings do take a few tries, but that's even with practice. And that's just how the game is. I died to a shot.
That's just the nature of how. That's just how that works.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it in a... There's a level right at the end of the game where you're under heavy fire the whole time while trying to do this trick. Hey, oh, did you...
I gotta save.
I think you might be screwed.
Slow. I'm gonna spam slow. Yeah,
Yeah, you got shot in the right at the right in like the frame that you saved. That's why I mentioned the game saves the state of everything when you quick save. So like even AI will be targeted at you when you reload. So if you get shot right when you quick load and then you die, there's no saving it. All right, there you go. All right, there you go. Hey, all right, so this is cool. So now you got to find the guy with the crossbow. There he is.
This guy.
Yep.
And what do we got? So we have a full clip. That's pretty much. It's fine.
Yeah. You do not get a lot of ammo for that gun, so you have to be very careful with what you use it for.
You also want to make sure you have enough for the trick. So that's a little less than I would like. Usually you want to have a full clip. I've seen Segmented. The Segmented does it with like 6. And I'm not comfortable doing the trick with 6. And you probably shouldn't be either. That's even worse.
That's... I didn't realize the ammo varied that much on pickups.
Yep. I've definitely lost a run or two because
Still
I
six
had
again.
like, yeah. There's also a secondary, so there is also, you could possibly get a shotgun here, so I might try to see if there's a second spawn here.
Yeah, you would normally, so in the level normally,
that's fine.
That's a clip, yeah. Just take the clip, I guess. But yeah, at this point, oh, he found a shotgun.
Well, would have had a shotgun, doesn't matter. From this point here, you would complete the level like normal. We don't need to show that. We can switch back to shock whenever we are ready. So this was all the show. Just that's how you pick up the crossbow, and then we will do the next few levels the same way as shock would.
Yeah. Alrighty. So with the next level, once you get past the dude and then you get to this point here, the other guys are gonna go fight everyone else. But here, we're gonna actually skip probably about half. It's probably more than half the level, actually, like right off the bat here. So while they're fighting the enemies and like distracting them, actually, I'll take this guy out because he will shoot me. And yeah, all right, cool. We're gonna actually do a triple grenade jump. Triple grenade jumps are used. I use them twice. You can use them multiple times in different spots, but at least in this run, I'll use them twice. As Church mentioned, there's two types of grenades. There's the underbarrel, and then there's the clutch, or the regular grenades that you just throw like this, what you probably think of as a grenade. But we can use that to get over this wall. This wall does have a slightly taller invisible wall on top of it, so it doesn't just end like here or here. It actually ends probably about like up there. We can actually use this hill and get just enough height to actually get over this wall with 3 grenades. So what you do is you throw a clutch grenade first, because this has the longest, this has a dedicated fuse time to it. So you can just see it just blew up after like 3 seconds. So this one has a dedicated fuse time, but I can throw the grenade on the ground, shoot a rifle grenade, and then I can shoot the second of the underbarrel grenades immediately after it. So you can set up a triple explosion. The thing to note about these, though, is that these are incredibly dangerous. It is very easy to kill yourself on any triple grenade jump if you are not spaced perfectly. So you need to find either the perfect spacing of your starting point to where you do the explosions, or you need to abuse the time stop healing mechanic, which we'll get to because that is required for a different trick later. But for here, we're just trying to work on spacing. So there's multiple ways you can do it. Church does it based on a spot here. I do it on a spot here. There's a dumpster over there that I used to do it at. I don't do it anymore because I got inconsistent at it. As long as you can get over this fence wall, it really doesn't matter how you do it. So whatever spot works for you, I'm going to show off this hill because this is what works for me the best. So what I do is I find this little black solid, like the blackest line, the darkest line I should say, on this hill like this. I look for about the middle of it, and then I try to get my crosshair into it. It's not specific. And then while still zoomed in with my weapon, I look right where these shadows meet on this angle. So you can see this diagonal line here and this straight line here, and then I aim it about there. That's the setup I use. Again, whatever setup works for you. It doesn't have to be super specific, but I'm looking for the grenade to land about there, because I want that grenade to push me up and nothing else. I don't want it to push me forward. I don't want it to push me left or right. I just want it to push me up. So with this angle and a quick save, I can immediately just hit my grenade button and it will land in the same spot every time. So thing to note also about clutch grenades is they are super bouncy. You can see they do not like to stay put. Even with like just the tiniest bit of motion, they will keep moving. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a grenade, we're gonna shoot a rifle grenade, and then we're gonna shoot another one at our foot like that. We're gonna do a triple grenade jump just to get over this wall. Ooh, almost had it first try. Yeah, not quite. So these are picky as well because again, I'm threading the needle here of damage and pushback from the grenades. That was too quick because I'm trying to explode these 2 grenades on the bottom at the same time. Ooh, almost again. There we go. I quick loaded. No, I had it. No. That's the worst. That's the worst. When you get it and then you accidentally quick load because you've been failing it.
Yep.
Whatever.
That'll happen from time to time.
Okay, got it that time. So now we're over the wall. This level's easy. We're basically done. We just got to walk to the end. So thing to note about going out of bounds. Going out of bounds, super difficult. You know, you got to figure out some way to get like over an invisible wall. You got to do a grenade jump, an object fling, whatever. Going inbounds, super easy. You just walk back in, typically. But at this point, we're just going to walk to the end section here. So normally the level takes you underground. You go through Central Park and all that stuff. And then you come out through these doors over here, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I played casually. I forget. But you just come over here to this section, and then you just jump over the fence, and then you're back in bounds. So we can just walk to the end here. We follow the normal path of the game, and we can keep moving. And luckily enough, there are some enemies down here that have assault rifles. So we can get some of those grenade backs that we just... Grenades back that we just used. At this point, we're just walking to the end. There's no real tricks here. Just keep going, follow the path until you get to the end of the level. And then just a thing about how time stop works. If you time stop and jump on water, it becomes solid. That is a normal in-game mechanic that you will use in different spots. All right, so next level. This level is actually pretty short normally, but we can make it even faster just by jumping over one building, basically. So here, normally, you have to like stop time or whatever to not take damage. You can just walk through it, essentially. But we're going to do two different grenade jumps. We're going to do a single grenade jump to get over this barbed wire, like this. So just shoot it at the ground and then jump to get over it. That one's pretty easy. It's not pretty tight on the tolerance or anything. Here is the difficult one. We're going to do a double grenade jump off of this thing right here to get onto the roof up there. And remember what I mentioned what Church was doing earlier, where there's a rectangle that's actually not a rectangle. It's a rectangle with a point on it. This is that wall. So this wall, it looks like a rectangle, but imagine that there's a pyramid on top of it. That's what you're standing on, because it's not, it's just how it works. I guess to cut down on space or something, whatever the size of the object, they just shrunk the top of it in. So when I stand on this thing, you can see like I'm doing this weird sliding thing. That's because I'm on the roof. We'll call it the roof of the object. So with this thing, you have to get on that tippy point here, you know, that peak of the triangle, and then do a double grenade jump off of that. Now we're going to do one here in between these concrete pillars, and then we're going to do one hopefully on this to push us up. So this one here is going to push us slightly up and forward, and this one's just going to push us up. So we're going to get all the velocity from this grenade that's going to land about here-ish, give or take. So I'll go ahead and give that a shot, and I need to reload the gun first before I attempt it. I also need to make sure that I'm healed. All right, so we're going to do a grenade here, and then we're going to hopefully... Yeah, okay. I might have to actually fight these guys because I waited so long. Actually, what I can do... Let me reset this up. Yeah, all right. So if I do this in one fluid motion, I'll have more time. But if you do it slowly, the enemies start to like get aware of what you're doing, and then they'll start to mess things up. So I'm gonna wait for my health to fully heal, and then I'm gonna time slow just so I have less enemies shooting at me. But yeah, I'm gonna shoot one grenade to go behind me. I'm gonna wait till on the flat surface, and then I'm gonna do the other grenade to go up to the roof. I got that really quickly, so I'm kind of happy about that. But, you know, again, hopefully that's, you know, clear, using one grenade to push us forward and one grenade to push us up, essentially. And then this ending fight is actually pretty easy. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab some extra grenades. So this door, so the ending door is right about here at the end of the level. This door will not open until you kill all the enemies in these two trucks. So simply just blow them up. And then, so the thing about clutch grenades is they actually stick. So if you stick an enemy with them, they'll stay with them, and then they'll blow up. Just like a plasma grenade from Halo. Same thing. You throw it and stick it to an enemy, and it'll stay on there until it blows up. But now that they're dead, the game will register that they're dead. I can open this door, and we can move on to the next level. So that level is just double grenade jump over the building, and you're done. You can skip most of the level. All right, so now we're getting to basically the point where Church and I's route will start to deviate. We're going to be doing, you know, in the end, the same thing, but his route is much different than what mine is. So what I'm doing, this is definitely the more beginner-friendly version because you don't have to do as much, like as many complicated things, is you get on this forklift and you can skip a bunch of other stuff by just grenade jumping onto the box right there. And then you're through skipping a bunch of small stuff. It's not really a huge skip, but it does save some time here and there. And then go ahead and kill these dudes. And to skip walking around, you can just, well, if the grenade actually didn't go underneath, you can jump over this wall. And then we can go in, and then we can basically finish the level as intended. So the way that I skip this level is I do a small skip off the forklift, and then I jump over the wall. It's a very small skip, but it still does skip a little bit of the level, whereas Church's skip is much more involved. Actually, Church, I'll let you go ahead and take it from here, because at least from this point, I'm finishing the level normally. Nothing I'm going to do is going to be like any tricks or glitches or anything, and Church's trick is definitely way more complicated and should get the screen time for at least this portion.
Sounds good. Whenever we are ready, Richard.
Increased agility required.
So, I'm gonna immediately die. So this is the start of the level. Alright, well, that's the start of the level over there. Shock you. We do a single jump to get over. Then from there, we walk over here. Do the grenade jump up here. Since the barrel's gone, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to reload into the spot. So instead of climbing through the vent like Shock did, instead we're going to come over here. I've actually shot all of the enemies here. I've had this set up. I'm also going to shoot this one just to make it a little bit easier. You can technically attempt this with all of these enemies alive. I recommend killing at least these ones. This is also... this is an extremely difficult trick. I don't recommend doing this unless you really are good at it, or you really hate the skip that Shock is going to show in the next level that I hate.
If you don't have luck with what I'm about to do, then maybe try this.
Yeah. So... with the crossbow, we actually can get a little bit of momentum, kind of like the grenade jumps, it's just a little bit slower. So that's why we picked this up. We are going to use this to kind of wedge ourselves in here. Now, I don't fully understand all the minutia of this trick. This is a really weird trick. A lot of it can go wrong. I'll try and show it off, and I'll kind of try and explain what I mean while I'm going. So first of all, it's not an exact science on this, because you can kind of do it from a bunch of different angles, kind of like a lot of the tricks. When I first learned it, I started doing it from back here, but I've learned you can also do it like up here as well. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to time the jump so we launch ourselves up into this little corner here. This might take a few tries just to show getting off, because it is a little hard to wedge yourself in there. You had to time it pretty perfectly. So that was a little bit too low. I jumped a little too early. I like bonked my head right at the end. So this is going to take a few tries, for sure. You can also, like I said, you can move up here and do it. The important thing is that the closer you get, the more time, like you have to adjust your jump with the explosion based on your distance. So that was a little too early. And after you do this for, enough times, you'll kind of figure out, like, I'm jumping a little too early, I'm jumping a little too late. You'll kind of figure out where the explosion is and what you need to do. And there's, like, a few different things. You can just manually wait. So, like, you can just, instead of moving immediately, you can delay, or you can start a little farther back and then walk a little bit. Obviously, the closer you get, the harder that is. That was really close. So the good thing about this trick is that once you complete the first half, you can usually get a save off to complete the second half. Now, again, so this is something I was talking about. Okay. So, I've now launched myself in, and I think I actually am in a good position because I don't believe I fell. So, you can get stuck up here. Then you can either land on this side or this side. But the important part is, sometimes there's like 3 things that can happen when you actually get up here. You can instantly die. You can get crushed by the geometry. You can land like I did and not get pushed out, or you can land and then get pushed out a little bit. If you get pushed out, the problem is that you're going to start shooting, but eventually you're not going to take damage. And we need the explosive damage to actually push us out. So what we're going to do here is the time slow mechanic, or time stop mechanic, when we're below a certain health threshold, it'll start regenerating our health. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the crossbow bolts to shoot ourselves upward, and when we get low, we're going to start time stopping, and it actually does look like I did land poorly, so it pushed me out, because now I'm not taking any damage, and there you go, you just kind of saw it push me out. So I can get to here, but then after a certain amount, it's going to stop doing any damage, which means we aren't able to use this position, and we have to try again. It's not, especially learning it is not easy. I was talking to Shock a little bit earlier, and I feel like the mechanics are a little weird because I'm on a newer machine, because some of the physics have been working a little bit differently. That pushed me out.
There's definitely weirdness with this game. We've had issues also with the first level, with, like I said, with that ramp, that really long ramp that we're walking in out of bounds, where just Discord streaming my game to church caused me to fall faster than normal. Yeah. Like, it was like twice, if not 3 times as fast. And that also went away the next time I tried Discord streaming. Like, it is bizarre sometimes what affects this game, and it's very inconsistent. So you kind of get a feel for what works based on your own computer. And sometimes it even like reverts back to what you expect it to do. So you have to adjust based on what your computer is doing. It is a time, let me tell you.
I'm going to attempt this for like another minute or 2. I've kind of shown how you get up. No, I'm going to try it until I actually show how to put yourself through, actually. That's the important part.
Do you have a backup save for that?
I have a backup save for once I'm up. I have both locations. So when I was practicing this yesterday and today, I discovered that every time I was launching out of bounds, it was launching me in a completely new way that I've never seen before, and makes it a lot harder, actually. Good. This is actually good. No, it pushed me out. I'm gonna try it anyway, but yeah. I'm going to attempt to try and show getting launched out. If it doesn't show, it's not the most important part. You're really just shooting yourself up and healing yourself. But I will try a little bit more. But yeah, so I was launching myself in a way that I did not expect and I've never seen before, and I had to kind of try and make it work. That pushed me out. So funnily enough, I've never actually had a problem with getting this in a run. It seems to be a lot of when I'm practicing. Actually, that's not true. I showed this game off on That's Never Happened Before, and I couldn't get it to work. That was also not on the PC. It might be hardware dependent. I might have learned a lot of intricacies on my old computer, and now I just can't shake them off.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So take all of our, we're showing you the basics, and you might need to work around with it. So the basics is here, if I can get launched up again and stuck in, I will just show off what you will do, even if it's not going to work for me, and then I will load the saves. And now I'm not going to get launched up at all. That was way too late. A lot of this is going to be learning your, like, with any of the launches, it's all about timing the explosions. So you're going to spend a lot of time learning that, but once you've learned it and got it down, it gets a lot easier. I'm going to move a little bit closer. A little too fast. That was close. Also, one thing to note, when I'm landing, I'm actually pushing forward so that I'm not getting pushed off. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that did push me out. I'm going to show what I would have done anyway, and then I'll do the backup saves. So you're going to shoot twice till you get here. You're going to time slow, and then you're just going to manage your health and your time slow so that you're shooting yourself up constantly. If you keep shooting and you're not launched out and you're not sliding back, like if you don't get pushed out like I am and you're in place and you are slowly going up, just your position will stay and you can just shoot yourself up and you'll be fine. So that being said, I've got 2 safety saves to show off both different locations. So what I expect and what I've seen in the segmented strat is you'll blast yourself up and you'll be here. Now, we want to get there, so we're going to carefully not do that. We're going to carefully follow the geometry so we get over here. Then, once you're up here, I encourage you to save, just safety save constantly. We're going to try and jump over here, and I think I actually slid inbounds. This is fine, I'm slow falling. I want to fall right here. So I'm just slow falling and holding in. Okay, I did get a quick save off. I fell back out, and I'm outside in an area where it won't let me quick save, but I did get the quick save off, so I should be good here. Yeah. And this will happen a few times. Like, as long as you get the safety save off, you can reload a few times, and then you can adjust, and you should be good. So now, I said we were good, and then I accidentally loaded the quick save. So from here, I'm going to show where I want to go before I actually try. So, we actually can't see it. There's doors. And because we're kind of in between 2 places, we want to make it fast. So we want to align ourselves with this and walk over to this door. We might get caught in slow fall at the end, it's not a big deal. From there, we're going to walk to this door, and then we're going to walk to this door. And then we're going to kind of walk into the void for the second part of the trick. So, keep falling out. So we're going to walk here, and we kind of got pushed out, so we're going to reload. You can slow fall if you would rather do that, but if you line up properly and not wedge yourself back in, you can get to the door pretty quickly. There we go. And now I'm going to fall back in, I'm going to walk to this door, I'm going to be stuck? Gonna reload. I don't know why I'm stuck on this door. I am slow filing very quickly. Alright, so now I'm walking to the end of the level. So this is where you would normally end. I'm going to cancel my Discord stream because maybe that thing is happening where I'm sinking a little farther than I should be.
Oh, you actually getting it again? It's been a while. It's been a while.
So. Yeah, we'll try it one more time.
And here's some weird just shooting through the wall.
All right, so I'm trying to go about here, and I want to aim for. It's hard to show. Oh, I actually got it. Okay, so I want to aim towards this staircase, and you want to kind of wedge yourself so your position is saved. So what you want to do is kind of save right here, and what our intention is we need to get through this door, but obviously we're out of bounds and we can't. So we're gonna walk into this corner, crouch underneath the corner, and then wait for us to be able to walk under this ledge, and then we're gonna stand up. And then that's going to trigger the end of level cutscene. If you hit escape to cancel it too quickly, it might not bring you to the next level.
Yeah, that cutscene and other cutscenes like it, the way that I've been describing it is it has this weird, like, I'm going to call it a 4 to 6 frame window that you can hit the escape button to skip it. Some of them you can just mash it whenever and it's fine. Some of them it has only that window and it will work and you have to just figure out the timing. But like, that's one of the ones where you have to wait for a specific thing just to skip it. It's weird, but that's just time shift.
So you'll notice as soon as I loaded in, I safety saved. That's because sometimes if you reload the autosave, it'll put you at the beginning of the level properly, and we don't want that. So as soon as we start in the level using my strat, because we ended out a level, we're going to start out a level.
Yeah,
so
this map is continuous. Oddly enough, there are some levels that are like basically chained together. So if you finish out of bounds, it'll keep you in that position on the next level that loads around you.
Yeah. So I want to get over here, but it's a little weird. I have to walk in a weird path. So I'm going to walk out this way, and then I'm going to curve in, and then I'm going to curve in again. And it's a little weird to do that because you can't really see where you're going, but you just kind of have to walk and know where you're going, and then just kind of like rotate based on the objective. That's how I do it, is I kind of navigate based on the objective. I should have landed by now, so we're gonna retry.
Was there like an extraneous piece of land that you slipped over and then fell?
Maybe.
You're falling right now? Yeah, I think you curved a little early. And look at your gun model and it stops like shaking from the walking.
I actually, never realized it did that. To be perfectly honest with you.
I'm proud of you, Church.
You believe I played it?
Oh, okay, that's good. You can
maybe?
You could fix that, right?
Probably.
Are you able to jump or no? Is it not one of those?
I'm not able to jump. What can I do here? First of all, I can do that, which is what matters.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can't get in through there. That's just a one-way. Oh, can you sneak in through this wall? Think it'll let you? Doesn't look like it.
Here's another question.
Time Shift's another game also about backups, is finding backups to your whatever you're doing.
Alright. Well, that's not gonna work. So, should be about here? And here, and then... There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Meant to hit the crossbow. I recently rebound where my quick save goes. So in that scenario, I wanted to switch to my crossbow so that I could use a little bit of momentum to get me up. Kind of like this. It work. There we go. And as soon as you can get in here, you should be able to fall with any amount of your explosives.
He says as he's not falling.
Like I. How am I not falling, Sean?
I don't do this strat. I don't know what you're talking about.
I literally should be falling. Like all of this room is hollow.
Is that just like the Repo Man room where there's only a certain part you can fall in the room?
No, that entire room you should be able to fall through that like it's nothing. Sometimes that'll happen. As long as you get above that room, you should be able to just fall in. I'm falling.
By the way, this is the harder one, in my opinion. The other one's just random. So if you don't mind dealing with randomness, which you'll see shortly, then it's not too bad. Hey, you did it.
Don't actually get rid of that gun.
Yeah, the assault rifle's the best weapon by far for the run. All right, cool. That's the end of the.
Okay. All right, and that's the end of the level. So that skipped the entire level. So it's a little bit of extra setup. So the first level's a little bit, or the second level's a little bit slower. The fourth level's a little bit slower, and then you completely skip. I think this is the fifth.
You'll be completely skip what I'm about to show. This is definitely the more beginner friendly version. I guess it's my turn to.
Yeah.
All right.
Your turn, Shock.
Alrighty, so I just finished the previous level. You didn't need to see that because I'm just walking through hallways and just killing the enemies. There's nothing there. We're going to progress forward normally through the game until we get to a specific room with a bunch of columns. So we're just going to take care of these guys. And then throw one grenade there just to blow everyone up. Of course, he actually moved. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and use the time stop healing mechanic. And cool. Okay, I don't know why he's not dead, whatever. I'm just gonna, all right. Why, they are not dying, dude. Please, all right. So, I have another picture because this is a slightly different than what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing whatever, object ride. We're gonna ride an object in time reverse. So, here is a general picture of the room. I'm on the bottom floor. There's a barrel on the top floor that explodes. I'm going to shoot it and hope that it follows this blue line right here. So it's going to fall down this way. And I'm going to try to find it wherever it is in the room, get on it, time reverse to follow then this red line like this to get back on the upper platform like this. The thing to note about this room is I need to do it somewhat quickly, otherwise the door that I need to go through will lock itself and basically soft lock the room. You need to get through some things quickly. You need to kill all the enemies upstairs quickly. There's a certain door that will turn green and unlock itself. So we're just basically going to go in, blow up the barrel, get up there as quick as possible, and just kill everything as fast as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and quick save, blow this barrel up, and try to find where it lands. That one will work. Let's see. Nope, I was too early. So we're trying to find any barrel that falls. Typically, it'll be a yellow one that's on fire like this. And then I jumped too early again. So this is the randomness that Church avoided by doing all of that shenanigans with the crossbow. Oh, I had it, but I went the wrong direction. Riding something in time reverse will also turn your camera. So you have to sort of be aware of that. It didn't fall down. But this is the randomness Church avoided, is because I'm waiting for a random barrel explosion. Let's see if this will work. I don't know. Oh, it was so close. We're just waiting for this. Nope, nothing happened. And this is just trial and error. There's not really much you can do to speed this up or make it easier. Which trial and error, waiting for something to explode in the correct way. You could set up an angle to hopefully try to make the explosions more consistent, but it's still an explosion. It will be random by nature of what it does. Nothing.
Unfortunately, it's just really hard to make explosions consistent with the way they're programmed.
Ah, there's the first instance of space-time continuum breach. So if you're in the wrong spot when time reversal's happening, it will just kill you. This should work. Ah, I got pushed into the chandelier. That's lame.
Oh, no!
I was afraid of that based on the angle, but... Oh, come on! I was right there. I don't like this one. I don't like this setup, yeah. It bounced too much. Come on. Oh. That went all the way across the room. Okay. I wouldn't say this is abnormal, but also wouldn't say this is normal for a barrel to not cooperate correctly. Yeah, that was on a piece of rubble, so I couldn't get the height. There have been 2 successful like explosions that could have worked. I just messed them up. I do not have a backup save for this, so unfortunately I do have to at least do this part. But it will eventually work. I guess as a bonus fun thing is like this kills all the enemies on that side of the room. Okay, cool. All right, we're up here. That's cool. I have a save as well, so we're good. We're done with this. Now it's a race against the clock, because if you don't kill everyone quick enough and you don't actually touch all sides of the arena, I believe is also part of it. Because you have to touch all sides of the arena to spawn different groups of enemies, then you will actually soft lock the door. The door we're trying to stop, the soft lock, is that one over there. That one will open eventually with one dude just bursting out of it. But like I say, it's a race against the clock here to kill everyone as fast as possible. I also now have a shotgun from the previous level. There's just dudes with shotguns in the previous hallway. But I can do this. And I want to make sure I'm conservative of my time power so that way I can heal whenever I need to, like this. And at this point, cool. So that door's open. This dude's going to come bursting out of it. Just smacked him in the face and called it over. But that skip is basically random. There's not really much you can do to speed that up. I'm going to go ahead and keep it moving here because we are already an hour into this tutorial.
And we're on like level 4.
But there's some levels that are actually like only like a minute if done correctly. So, yeah. And we've also explained most of the tricks, and they'll be just repeating those tricks. But for the rest of this level is just go here, touch a button, and then go to the end of the level. And now Church and I's route are about the same. So, you know, he spawned over there and then just fell down basically what I'm falling down in this elevator shaft. But you can just do this rest of this level, and then it'll complete when you go up the elevator on the way out. That's too much fun to do. Just a one tap and then go up the elevator to leave. Alrighty. So Church and I's route would be converging back to this point here. This level is pretty basic in terms of skips. We're just doing a lot of grenade jumps. There is a neat trick you could do with that chair, and you could just fly up to the end of the level, but it is very hard because you need to go perfectly up, and going perfectly up with an object fling is very hard. But here, just double grenade jump over this to skip walking around that whole thing with other enemies. And actually, we're going to do that and save again. But here, we're just going to keep walking forward, and basically any wall that's in our path, we're going to jump over it with grenades. So this one, oh, I got shot right when I jumped, so I lost all momentum. Come on. All right, let's try this again. So grenade jump over this wall. So just one grenade, get over the wall. And I'm going to save my ability energy here. I'm gonna kill these dudes and get my health back because there's some people who can chase you here, and just for the sake of tutorial. But we're, instead of walking all the way around this way, we can actually just do a single grenade boost to get on this railing and get back in the building, and then we're done. So double grenade jump, one grenade jump, one grenade jump. We're using the same tricks we did before. We're basically just jumping over something that's in our way. So this area coming here, I'm going to take a pause a second. So this is a fight, but you have to hit I think it's one button. You have to hit one button and you have to kill almost every enemy in the arena. This is another one where find a consistent way to make this work for you. The segmented strat does it another way. The world record for single segment does this a different way. I have my own way of doing it that makes sense because this fight gets hectic even on casual difficulty. If you're just trying to blitz through it, these enemies will absolutely destroy you without any second thought. So typically for this, I just say find whatever setup works for you. There's a sniper here. You have a shotgun. You should have nearly full grenades here. You know, use your kit. Your kit is mostly going to get reset after this level. So just use whatever you need to clear this fight as fast as possible. So for me, I stick this guy with a grenade. And then I blast this guy with a shotgun and then stick that guy with a grenade. That takes care of the jetpack guys because those guys are typically a problem for me. And then I try to not use any time abilities unless I need to heal because I will get swarmed like this pretty quickly. And now we're just waiting to kill. Yep, there we go. That's it. Killed enough dudes. I hit the button and then we're done. And then you can just skip more cutscenes. We're gonna just go straight through this level because this level, well, we're not gonna skip it, but we're just gonna no stops through this one because this is a 5-minute auto scroller. The only way you can lose time here is by using your time abilities. This is also a chance where I would say use them if you need to. They are lifelines, and it is actually a really big time loss to have to go back to restart a whole auto scroller. Even just a small quick save. Dying is really like the worst thing here you can do, so even if you have to use it to not die, use your time abilities to not die. It is just the better choice. But for the most part, we're just kind of waiting here. Also, I'll just say my hand's off the mouse and yet my camera is still moving. This is just kind of a fun fact thing here.
Yeah.
Your character does not turn with the vehicle when you're not moving, so you're just kind of stuck looking at this one direction as you're on like a lazy Susan on your feet. It's kind of funny.
Technology required to rip an encrypted network, it just doesn't exist. But yet it's done. He did it. This changes everything. And now we got to go by the balls. Soldier, who exactly are you?
Yeah. This is also, it's kind of like a nice break in the run. It's not too early, like it's not too late in the run. It's kind of early, but it's a nice chance to like just kind of not have to worry about nailing tricks constantly.
Yeah, this is about, I want to say about 20 minutes in to the run, if I remember correctly, and then there's another mini auto scroller towards the end of the game, so you get a nice little breather at the end as well. The whole level's not an auto scroller, but the beginning is an auto scroller. So, like I said, you get these nice breaks in between to sort of just like regroup. This beginning section is super easy. There's nothing to worry about. The later section is the one that you have to worry about. So once there's a new cutscene that comes up, then, you know, sort of have to focus up a little bit. Again, you just use your time powers where you need to. The thing to note about the turret, this is a game from the late 2000s, so it has turret overheating. You can't just shoot the thing forever, whereas every military shooter made sure that you didn't have an infinite ammo turret all the time. Now we're just waiting for the cutscene. And we're going to skip it, and our target is nothing but planes, basically. If you see a plane, shoot it until it dies. Also, the tracers of your turrets lie to you, so you do have to lead your shots. Oh, I just got hit. Okay, cool. You can get shot out of the turret. There is a ship health bar on the top of the screen. You also have to manage your own health bar because the enemies can be, we'll just call it rude, and shoot you out of the turret. I'll quick save here to demonstrate. You can get out of the turret. It's a normal level. You're just in a turret. Yeah, let's go ahead and use a little bit of time ability. Just want to make sure I clear this level.
Yeah.
So this is what they expect you to do, is use your time ability whenever there's a plane nearby and just take care of it. I should also mention your blimp, I think that's, sorry, they call it a Zeppelin. Your Zep has regenerating health. So if your Zep doesn't take a lot of damage over time, you can actually just get the health to slowly regenerate. As you can see on the top of the screen right now, I'm slowly getting my health back. For the most part, once you make it past this little airfield strip thing, you're pretty good. It should be no more hiccups, because all the bombs, there's no more bomber planes. Don't worry about these things anymore. There's just the leftover stragglers in the next canyon. And then there's going to be very few ships left over. If you've been focusing on shooting them down, there will be barely anything left to shoot. Oh, I think a bomb just hit that ship. Oh well. Yeah, that's another, we got another like, what, like minute and a half of this auto scroller?
About a minute and a half, yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty long at the end, because then you're just waiting for it to end. You're not really trying to do anything crazy.
Once you get past a certain part too, which I believe you're passing right now,
That's
like it is extremely difficult.
It's like right past this air base, yeah, and then you're done. You're just kind of waiting.
Like, technically you can continue to shoot things, but they just won't be able to kill you, so it's like, you know, whatever.
So now we're just waiting for it. The end of the level's about over that bridge, so once we get over the bridge, it'll be done. And then we're basically at the shortest level in the run. If you do it correctly, it can be less than 40 seconds from start to end, because it's actually really, the level design's actually pretty, I don't want to say clever, but it's pretty lucky for us specifically. The end of the level is right near the beginning of the level, so we can actually just go straight to the end. No questions. So here's all my guns back. Yeah, I got my shotgun, I got my assault rifle and stuff like that. So there's gonna be, let's see if we can stop it. Yeah, there you go. So there's some ATVs right over here coming up, and we're gonna object launch off of one of their tires. So remember we said with the 3 levels ago, the explosions are random. Same thing happens with vehicle explosions. The vehicle will explode into some preset components. That'll be like the bodies, some small bits, and then the 4 tires will all come out. We can actually use a tire to object launch to the end of the level. So you'll see what I mean here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and quick save like right here, and I'm just gonna blow up the car so you can see what I mean. So there's the 4 tires, there's the body of the car, and then there's like some other random stuff. We're interested in the front left tire because that's just the easiest one for us to shoot off of. But what we can do is we can blow up the car in time slow, and you can see that we can sort of control where they go in different ways. But we're looking for an explosion where the tire kind of explodes vertically so we can have a little more room to work with. You can make a low one work, but it's very difficult. So we're trying to wait for a vehicle explosion on our front left tire, and we want it to explode up so we can get underneath it. Yeah, see, that's not high enough. Something to also note, you cannot quick load unless you're out of a time ability. I'm assuming that's because I break stuff. Ah, right there. So there you go. See how it popped up like that? That's what we're going for. We're going for a nice arc that we can get underneath with whatever gun we want to. This might work. No, it won't. I wasn't underneath it enough. This'll work. So we're gonna line it up like that, and then we're just gonna jump on it. And except we're gonna get space-time continuum breach. I should actually point out, the end of the level is actually like right over there. So like I said, we start here and it ends right over there. So we're gonna, like I did in the second level graphic, we're gonna shoot it in the opposite direction that we wanna go. So that way when we reverse, we're going the correct direction. I finger slipped and I got rid of my time slow. I meant to reload, not get rid of time slow. Keybinds, man.
The amount of times I've done exactly what you're talking about is absurd.
It's so easy to press the wrong button without even thinking about it.
The good thing about this is because we have all these quick saves, it's not like the end of the world usually.
Okay, that was a fat finger. I didn't mean to hit that button. Oh, that tire's in a weird spot, but we'll make it work, I think. Eh. This one's finicky because of how small the object is. But like, if you can get it in the correct spot, it's actually not that bad.
A lot of it depends on
go.
the explosion of the tire.
All right, so we're going up. And we're gonna hit the invisible, like the divider between real terrain and out of bounds, and we're just gonna fall. So actually, I'm gonna pause right here. Something to note about fall damage as well. So we talked about quick or save loading in the first level. Something to also note about how fall damage works. It doesn't matter how fast you fall. It matters where you start and where you ended. So because I started at a lower like Y value and I'm ending at a higher Y value, I will not take fall damage here. It doesn't matter speed. Speed doesn't matter. It's just start and end point. So example here, like I'm just gonna fall and it will not take fall damage. Like that. So now at this point, we're gonna walk as high on the cliff as we can go without slipping. So yeah, we're gonna slip here. And then we're gonna go to this corner and we're gonna look at this. I look at this thing generally and then I start walking towards it until some other terrain shows up to my left. Should show up in a second. Or you're not gonna show up. Am I a little too far? Oh, there it is. There you go. So now the tube shows up. This is the end of the level. We can go here to the end of the tube and we can hop right in and just keep walking until the level ends. And that's it. It's a very, very short level if you get that tire lined up correctly. But here, we now have an ATV, even though we didn't end with one, but we have an ATV now. And now we don't have an ATV anymore. This level is pretty similar to the one we just did, where we're just going to do like one object flame to get basically to the end. There's normally a giant chasm you have to cross. I'm going to get rid of the pistol here for the crossbow. Here's where you get the crossbow. So that crossbow Church got in level 2. I got it, you know, half an hour later. But there's a giant chasm you need to cross here, and luckily enough, there's a barrel that's actually conveniently placed to be used for an object fling. And the setup for this one's actually pretty easy. What we can do is we can actually get rid of that and get it out of the corner. So we can actually get rid of this stuff. And the setup for this is actually pretty easy. Come on, cooperate. Cool. The setup for this is we want to go, you can sort of see it, like let's say we want to go over that tower, basically towards that hill. Well, that's where we want to end up, is that hill. So what we can do is basically, you know, look in the opposite direction, which is this way. And hey, look, fire barrel right here perfectly for us. So the way that an easy setup is, you get in this corner. I look at the bottom of the barrel like this because I want the tube grenade to go underneath it. Go ahead and save your game. And then you want to alter the angle so you end up basically in the middle of these two trees. So corner, barrel in between the two trees. So we're gonna go ahead and time slow, get it up in the air, and then shoot it in between the two trees. And then we're gonna reverse and try to jump off of it. And this is another one where it's like the setup is pretty easy. You just got to manipulate it until you get what you need. Like that. Easy setup. This is probably one of the easiest launches that you can do because of the setup being so consistent. Also no fall damage. So this is all the stuff we skipped. Normally you have to go through that building, then you have to fight out through the camp here, then you go into the plane, I think it's a plane or something, and you go across here, and then you're over here. So instead we skip all that fighting and we just come over here immediately. Something to note though is we're out of bounds technically. There's, you know, even though like we're right near the end, we are out of bounds and we need to get inbound somehow. Luckily there's a tiny corner on both sides of the area. If you come down here to both sides of the train tunnel, you can see it on that side over there. There's this like little circular disc that's enclosing the entrance. There's actually a hole in the invisible thing that's surrounding it. You can actually just get on top of this and then you can basically ride it down. Whoa, hold up. You can ride it down like this and now you're back in bounds. So luckily enough, there's like a gap in the wall up there and then there's a gap around the sides of this thing to let you back in. So Easy fling, easy way to get back in bounds, and this level is basically done. You just have to do one small time puzzle, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and quick save here.
Explosive materials detected in proximity.
And this puzzle is you just want to time stop right before you collide. So I generally do it right about there. That was actually much further than I normally do it, but at the second sandbags, right before you get to the second sandbags, you time stop, and then you can just walk to the end of the level. So this level's about 1.5 minutes if you've done correctly, I think. It's been a while since I've like
sounds
memorized the
about
time.
right.
This one, right when the blue beam connects to the red beam, like that, you can skip the cutscene. Although sometimes that works if you mash it, I don't trust it anymore.
Continue current
Yeah, I don't trust the mash in it.
We're gonna blaze through this level as well. This one's pretty straightforward. There's one grenade jump that we can use to skip walking around. This level will also demonstrate how absurdly powerful the crossbow is. I mean, it just one-shots everything, and it's not even like a contest. It's so easy. The crossbow is definitely the best fighting weapon in the game, but the assault rifle is the best speedrun weapon by far. All right, so once the train comes, just slow down time and go ahead and walk off the tracks. And listen, this level is normal, so I'm just gonna keep going through this one. There's not really much to at least explain here in terms of a speedrun. I think that door just turned me 180 and that really disoriented me.
Yeah. It'll do that sometimes. You can get caught by that. It's really weird.
I'm surprised that that turns your camera, but standing on the Zep in the control room doesn't do that. That's pretty funny. Here's the first time we're actually, at least in the route that I use, that you'll see this, an ammo box. This is unlimited ammo as long as you're standing on it. So if you look at my crossbow ammo over there, just refilling ammo forever, and it also refills your tube grenades. So actually, if I like do this, reload them, it gives me 2 grenades. It gives you unlimited, basically unlimited ammo as long as you're standing on it. But now we got the bomb, we're gonna go blow up the door and then work our way towards the end to do one tiny skip. Like I said, every level has a skip. Doesn't matter how small it is, but every level has a skip. I will say there's nothing really to note about anything I'm sort of planning right now. I'm not trying to save ammo. I'm not trying to like save time ability energy right here or anything. There's nothing really to save for at the moment. So go ahead and use whatever you need to for this upcoming fight. There's no like resource worry that you have to worry about. Since we just started on an ammo box, we have basically all the ammo we could need. As long as you have 1 grenade for this jump here, instead of walking around and doing, I actually don't even know what to do here anymore to get down, but you can just jump over the wall like this.
Walk around.
What's that?
I think you just like walk around.
Yeah, instead of doing that though, you can actually just bounce a grenade off this right here and you can just jump over this wall. And again, you can just use the crossbow with how absurdly powerful it is and just one-shot everything. God, the mouse sensitivity in this game is weird.
Who's this guy?
And cool. So we're just trying to fight them, just trying to get rid of everyone because we're waiting for this door to open. And once this door is open, we can end the level. So that's the one skip for this level is you jump over the fence and it saves a small amount of time. Not much, but it does save time. Meanwhile, the next level, Road Trip, probably has one of the coolest launches in the game if you're really good at it. Because you can literally launch yourself into the end trigger, which is pretty funny, and you can skip a cutscene. We're gonna watch it because otherwise, if I don't do that, we're gonna have to watch a 20-second cutscene every single time I fail it. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that cutscene. But I'm gonna go ahead and we now have an ATV again. We're gonna go ahead and get off of it, and I'm just gonna stand here and let this cutscene play out. So if you saved here and did the launch now, you'd have to launch and get into the end trigger before this cutscene plays. You see how short that timing window is? It's very difficult, but it is doable. So we're gonna go ahead and let this cutscene play out, and then we're gonna save. All right, so the end trigger, it's like over there. I don't really know how to describe it, to say like it's over in that direction. So that's where we're going. So as with any object fling, find where you want to go, do a 180. That's the way we're going to push the object while time is going in the normal direction. So with this ATV, we're just going to blow it up and we're going to use another tire again. And like that, we're going to time reverse. I hesitate on what button to hit. Nah, it's not gonna work. So again, I'm looking for the tire to go up on the explosion here. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's too far to the side. So that should work. We're gonna try this. Nah, not enough energy. There's an instance of balancing how much time slow you use to set up your fling versus saving energy for your time reversal. Jeez. Okay. That was fast. I'm gonna redo that one. That should work. Okay, I got the jump on the wrong end of that arc. Nah, no, none of the tires cooperated there. So identifying when something works and when something doesn't work is a good skill to have when you're trying to set up these flings, because then you can save time if it doesn't set up correctly.
Just skip it and go to the next one.
Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll just go with it. We'll show it back up. This is fine. Because otherwise, like, there's a lot of walking you have to do around there to go, like, down and around. Whereas here, I'm generally at the end. I just have to walk around a bunch of trees. I will say, unfortunately enough, these trees right here are solid. You can't walk through those. So you have to walk around this tree line to get to where you need to go. But this is good enough. Yeah, so if I had stayed on the bottom floor there, I would have had to walk all the way around over there-ish to get to where I need to go. Whereas here, I can come up on this hill. And the ending level trigger is over here in this little ravine. But here, we can actually sort of inch our way down the hill to not take fall damage, like that. And there you go, end of level.
And there's a lot of different places you can end up after that fling. It's going to be impossible for us to show all of them, but basically what you need to know is where that end level is, and you can make a lot of different locations.
Yeah, I said that trigger extends super high vertically, so even if you're like really high above it and you like land in it on the launch, you can just, like I said, just end the level immediately. But you can go past it, you can end on the hill I'm on, you can end underneath the hill I was on, like Church said, there's 50 million ways to do the same thing. It just kind of matters about knowing the map, where you need to go, and that's it. As long as you know what, like, the map around where you need to go, you can figure out how to fix whatever launch you did get. Fixing launches is also like half the battle for this run, because you'll never get the launch exactly the way you want it. You'll get it close to what you want. So figuring out how to manipulate it can really be a useful tool to have when running this game. We're just doing this level normally here because there's not really a lot, at least for the beginning part, to do. There's a small skip we're gonna do at the end of this that will skip a bunch. I don't do the triple grenade jumps hard here because it's on flat ground.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the easier way is just to walk and do the level normally. There's a small skip you can do literally right here, which is actually kind of funny. There's normally a cutscene you have to watch, but you can actually just do a double grenade jump like right here. And because it's a double, it will most likely not kill you, but you can do a run rifle grenade and do a second one to get over the barbed wire. And then there's an ammo box right here, so you can just refill on ammo. And now that I've jumped over the barbed wire and not walked through it, this guy's not talking to us, so we can keep going. So you just skip a small little cutscene that's telling you what like the plan is to rush up the hill in the trenches and stuff. But even then, the enemies do so little damage to you here, you can just walk up the hill and you don't have to worry about like anything. So we're just gonna, cross this gap and then just walk to the next trick spot. which the next trick spot's actually one of the easiest object rides that you can do in the run because of how easy the setup is. The only guy you have to kill is this guy right here, because he will kill you while you're doing the ride. Alrighty, so our goal is to get into that little bunker right there. That little bunker. There's other ways that you can get around there, like through the casual way and stuff, but what you can do instead is you can come to these two rocks right here, the big and the small one, and put yourself somewhat in this corner. It doesn't have to be specific, but there's conveniently a barrel that's really sticky when you like try to object ride. So normally when you object ride something, it'll just like kick you off or like it'll fall from under your feet. For some reason, no matter what you do to this one, this thing will like keep you on it the whole time you're going, you know, in that reverse arc. It's kind of weird that this one does it, but nothing else does. But whatever, we take what we get in certain speedruns, and this is one of those moments. So here we're trying to get this barrel to bounce, to roll basically off this hill, so that way when we get to the top of this hill, we can just walk off the hill into the bunker. So here, this is an easy, like, just use save and load over and over again to get the angle you want. So I generally just aim above it like this, save, shoot it, see what happens, reload, set up a different angle, save, and then keep iterating on your angle until you get the explosion you want. So that was too high. That's the wrong direction, so I actually need to move to the left a little bit. Yeah, still too far. So I'm gonna go down. There you go. But easy, like a save, load, iteration. And then we're just gonna get on this thing and we're gonna ride it. And I said, for some reason, like, it's super sticky. Like, you saw all that stuff it was doing under my feet. It never kicked me off. It's really weird that it does that, but whatever. If you want to practice save loading to cancel fall damage, this is a great place to do it. Actually, it'll save you like 3 seconds, and it's something that's really easy to do because you can just fall down one side or you can catch the ladder on the other side. But you know, spam quick save here and then just load back in, full health. Easy place to practice if you're looking to practice the save load anywhere, because you can use it right here, save yourself like 3 seconds, and just keep walking forward. But here we're just gonna walk to the end of the level. That's all the skips for this level, at least for this route. Church knows a triple grenade jump. I personally think it's very hard because it's on flat ground, and flat ground triple grenade jumps are very easy to kill yourself on, if not get not enough height. It's very easy to mess those ones up. Also, this animation's kind of neat. Okay, so yeah. I like that animation, but it's only used in like 2 places.
It's there and at the a few missions ago.
I think, yeah.
I think, right? Yeah.
This is a cutscene that's unskippable, or if the point to skip it is somewhere, it doesn't work. Like, we have no clue where that one is. Alrighty, so here's where some like weird shenanigans comes in with segmented and single segment. Actually, hold up. I'm gonna save here because this puzzle is actually super easy to solve, at least in a speedrunning way. So normally, what you're supposed to do is you walk down this hallway. Some turrets spawn like this, and the turrets are just gonna blow you away. But luckily enough, there's a turret. There's like a switch right here, and you're supposed to walk forward, turn the turret off, walk forward, turn the turret off, stuff like that. Meanwhile, what you can do is you can wait till the first turret goes flat, and then you can time slow your way to the end of the hallway. Easy trick. You don't have to do any of the puzzle, and you can just turn off the last switch, and that will turn off every turret, which also counts. Because this door will not open until you turn it off to all the turrets, but for some reason, just turning off the last one will count. But here, we're gonna take these guys out, and you know, I do the chair object fling here. You don't have to do this, but otherwise, like the other strat is you just walk around. That's just the other version. You just walk around to where you need to go. I will go ahead and show off the chair strat because it's something that I do, and it's somewhat consistent if you just get used to object flings. There are these chairs in here that you can take with you. We're gonna go ahead and take these with you. Oh, hi. I'm not used to you being here. Can you? Cool. We're gonna take this chair with us. There's a sniper? Interesting. So we're gonna take this chair over here. What we're doing with this chair is we're basically trying to get up to that platform over there. So again, find you where I want to go, 180, and then shoot the object in that direction normally. What are all these? Okay, I've never had all these guys rush me like this before. Let's go ahead and get rid of them.
Yeah, you aggroed the entire room somehow.
I did not realize. All right,
yeah,
cool.
I don't know how.
But we're gonna set up this chair in the middle of the room, kind of like this, and then, like I said, find where you want to go, which is this corner here, and then 180, and then you can do it in time slow or not in time slow. I don't do this one with time slow, but you know, shoot in the direction, reverse time, jump on it, and then launch yourself off of it. Okay, I'll take a first try. But yeah, this gets you where you need to go, and then you can just fall off of this. So the other way is like you walk around this section normally, you come up the top here and you get across, and then you climb up the ladder over here to come into the room. We just skipped all of that walking around. That's one of those like small object things that's not super hard, but also if you fail it too much, it's not worth going for.
For what it's worth, I do not do this object fling.
Yeah, it's one of those really small ones. If you don't
Yeah.
learn it, it's not worth doing. So we're gonna go ahead and get some ammo here. Get me the ammo, please. So, I'm actually debating in my head. Do I want to show this one or show the other one? Yeah, we'll do this one. This one's easier. So I recently changed this, but I think for actually, I need to jog my memory for a second. Sorry, chat. Ladders are slow. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll go with this one. So again, this is simple. You either walk around or you try to skip walking around by jumping over one wall. So what we're gonna do here is I'm actually gonna go ahead and take these guys out just so I have a clear practice area to do this. But here, we need to get over this wall. This is basically what's blocking us from walking all the way around. So what you can do here is you can get on this pipe and you can basically get on these pipes to then jump over this wall. So what you can do here, wait till you're standing up. Again, this is like a rounded surface, so we're waiting till we're on the peak of it. And then you can try to grenade jump your way up to the next pipe. This one's a little tricky just because of how the pipes are, but once you do that, you gotta wait till the game stops disagreeing with your position. Come over here to have enough room to jump. Come on, you gonna let me up? The game is not agreeing with what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to let the game figure out what I'm doing. Can you let me stand up? There we go. Oh, I had it for a second. All right, we're gonna try that again. But get on this pipe, and then I should be allowed to just jump my way up like that. So that's probably the easier one. The other one's a double grenade jump over a really high invisible wall to land here. That's probably easier because it's just one grenade jump, and then you just jump up this pipe. But now that we're on this pipe, we can just get over here and get over the wall.
I've never seen this strat.
And we can just, you know, skip walking all the way around. That's probably the easiest strat that a new player could probably do. There's also an ammo box right here, so if you want to refill, go for it.
That's definitely easier than the double grenade.
Yeah, it's significantly easier. But other than that, we're just gonna finish this puzzle normally. I'm gonna also take a note here for speedrunners because this is probably only applicable to speedrunners. Time reversal puzzles are weird because they don't quite work off the start. The way that you can sort of think about it is if I was gonna quick save, or if I do the puzzle right now, you see how slow my energy is draining over there? See how slow that is? Well, if I do it now, you know, I'm gonna die, but I have a quick save, so it should be fine. But if I I gotta let my ability come back. But if I go ahead and wait for my ability to come back, if I quick save and quick load, and then I try to do the puzzle as fast as I can, come on, let it work. Are you gonna make me a liar with this puzzle? Okay,
if you found a way to negate the bug, that'd be great.
That's weird that it's not like doing that immediately.
I can't believe it's letting you.
Okay, so what's supposed to happen? This happens in a different puzzle, but I'll definitely show it off there. the way that you can think about it is when you freshly load, there's like an increasing reduction that happens for time reversal when you need to use it for a puzzle. There's a like a reduction that's happening like every frame or something like that goes on that you have the game loaded. But if you load it like off a fresh save and then you do a time reversal puzzle immediately, that reduction is like super small, so it's like still going to use a lot of energy. Whereas if you let the game run for like a few seconds, that reduction is going to build up and then you're going to use very little energy. I'll show it when it's like definitely going to happen in a later level, but I was hoping to recreate it there. All right, this level is supposed to be a maze. You're supposed to like get lost in like the factory catwalks. You can sort of see it here, but here's all these catwalks and these boxes, and like you want to end up over there, but you have to figure out how to turn these things around and these cranes and stuff, and it's like supposed to be really confusing. It's actually really easy when you do the speedrun version. What you can do is you can actually just get over this catwalk wall right here. So we can just get over this wall like this. Just kidding. We can get over it like this and skip all of the maze stuff. And we basically want to head towards this one ammo box that's on the factory floor. So that'll let us know that we're in the right spot to get back on the catwalk to continue moving forward. Should be right about here. Yep, so here's the ammo box that we're looking for. We're gonna go ahead and get this, and we're gonna abuse that time heal ability, or that time stop healing ability that Church talked about earlier. So when Church was shooting himself in the foot with the crossbow and healing himself, he was triggering. Okay. what was that? Okay. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Time stop will heal you when you're below a certain health threshold, so when you trigger time stop, that's how you can heal. We're going to abuse that and basically climb these boxes and get back onto the catwalk immediately. So what we can do is 2 crossbows will actually conveniently get you to like 1 HP, which if you time stop will then heal you. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go ahead. Really? I spawned with you right here. All right, I'm going to resave that because that's just going to be annoying. So you can actually do a jump with a crossbow bolt to get a little extra height immediately, and luckily enough, that's actually enough height to jump on top of these boxes. So we can do 1 crossbow jump, another crossbow jump, and then we can heal, do another crossbow jump, and then we can do a grenade jump to get over this railing. So we can just climb down to then climb up to where we need to go for the maze, and then we can continue moving forward. And then we're going to use the chair again. So that chair that we used in a previous level, we're going to use it again here to skip more maze stuff. So like I said, this was a maze. They intend for you to get on a catwalk, or get off a catwalk, get on the floor, get on a catwalk, whatever. We don't want to do that. We want to make it as simple as possible. So we're going to use this chair, and we're going to get on this tiny little ledge there. Whoa. Well, okay, that's not too far. Never done that before. Whoops. I never had to visually describe what I'm doing with the chair like that, so I guess that makes sense that that's going to happen. All right, let's go ahead and save again, just to make sure I have this. All right, we're going to take this chair. So what you can do this in a couple ways. You can blow it up. So like I said, we need to go this way. So what you're normally supposed to do is find where you want to go, do a 180, then shoot an object that way, then reverse off of it. That's like the normal thing to do, but I don't like the fact that this has like an open wall where I can lose the chair. So what I like to do is actually aim for like this corner over here. So what I do is I use the chair, try to bounce it up like that, just to get it to go high, because then when I shoot myself vertically into the ceiling, I'm just gonna get shoved into that corner anyway. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Instead of aiming for this wall, we're just gonna try to aim to get stuck somewhere in here. It doesn't really matter where we get stuck. We're just trying to get up there. Oh, there you go. So that's a really vertical one. So that actually will work. No! Lame. All right. Cool. All right, so now we're up here. And we can just inch our way forward slowly like this, and we can work our way to the end of the level. So normally what you have to like get on the catwalk over there, I think, to then walk your way over here to a ladder to then go down, whereas now we can just like inch our way like this. But what you can do is if you want to add some swag to your, is that an old person word now? Am I old for saying that? Whatever. If you want to make your, if you want to add, if you want to add your some cool factor to your run, you can actually inch your way out of the wall a little bit, and you can actually play Counter-Strike and surf on the wall like this, and make it cool. And then you can walk your way to the end. Fun little. We'll show off some fun strats. Here, so like we're trying to get to the end, you can just fall down here and then go down the ladder, but we have a trick called save load, so we're just gonna spam quick save as we fall to our death, and then reload, cancel off all damage, and then walk our way to the end of the level. Alright, this level has a pretty decent skip to it, but it's just another grenade jump, so there's nothing like, again, we're not introducing anything new, we're just reusing what we already have in our pocket to do like crazy stuff with it. So here, I like to quick save after that because obviously you have to wait for that cutscene. I'm just gonna walk through this because this is just a basic time puzzle, slow down time to not get crushed by the pistons. This one's don't get burned by the fire by stopping time and walking through it. And then you can stop here. So here you're supposed to, dodge more pistons, but we have grenade jumps. So what we can do is just, jump over the wall like that, and we can get off the pistons early. So we're already skipping sections by getting off of that piston track early. And then we can actually go ahead and move forward and do another skip. So normally you have to do a bunch of other manipulation, like walking around. Again, more walking around. We're trying to skip walking around here. We're basically going to go to the ending section of the map like almost immediately. So luckily enough, that's about over there, and there's a lower platform about over there that we can sort of land on with our grenade jumps. So we can just set up an angle. That guy is really having fun with the sniper, but we can set up an angle about here-ish to land on the lower platform because there's no way we're making it to the top platform. So we can land on the lower platform, do a save load to cancel all the fall damage, and then continue on. So I'm actually going to go ahead and reload and then do a double grenade jump. I jumped a little bit and canceled my jump. So save load here. I think I missed the save. Actually, I didn't spam it enough. Oh, I was in time slow. I can't quick save in time slow. That's my fault. So double grenade jump. It really doesn't matter where you land here, as long as you don't land in the middle of the two train tracks. But here, we're basically at the end of the level now. We can just complete the level normally. So we skipped a huge walking section over there, and now we can just work our way towards the end of the map here. Get a grenade in there to kill everyone in the room. And I should have done this earlier, but we can do this now. So normally the end of the level has like this huge section of barrels that you have to walk through and dodging fire and stuff. And normally it's triggered by an NPC walking out of the door over here. But what you can do is you can actually blow them up early, and you can actually save yourself a lot of headache like juggling your health and stuff. So what you can do is just shoot the barrel here, let those blow up before you go upstairs, and then we can go complete the level. So now the only thing we'll have to dodge is just the fire coming out of the pipes on the wall. So normally the barrels on fire do hurt you when you're standing on them, but these won't hurt us because the fire will be put out by the time we got there. You can see one of these barrels is actually right here. Now we can just time stop, and time stop, we're through. And then we're done with the level. So here, all right, this level is called Sabotage. And I know this because I hate this grenade skip, but it is essential. You have to learn how to do this. There's not really a way to get around this, because the other way of doing this level is wasting 2 minutes going through the level and then doing a really hard double grenade jump in the ending room that's like really difficult. This is by far the easier strat. This has two parts to it. One, you can see we don't have our guns right now. We need to get our guns back. So the way we do that is by inching our way out of this vent like this. I'm going to save here because I'm going to save a little bit of walking, but we're going to inch our way out of the vent, and the moment we inch our way out, we're going to inch ourselves back in using that coyote time. If you've never heard of coyote time, that's a concept in games where it's like Wile E. Coyote and Looney Tunes, where you have a ledge like this, and if a character walks off of it, they have like a second or two to notice what they're doing to then run back. Most games have that concept in them. You have like this invisible timer that you're still allowed to like jump or do a slide or do something even though you're not on solid ground. That exists here just enough for us to get our weapons back and then go back in the vent. So like I said, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna inch out and then inch back in. Now I have my guns back. Perfect. But now we're gonna do, just like in level 3, we're gonna do a triple grenade jump, except for this time we are using time stop to heal. So we're gonna need something to get us to that low health state, and then we're gonna need something to boost us out of the event. Luckily, we have all the equipment we need because we've been carrying them with us the whole time to actually use them in this event. We have the crossbow to damage us, and like I said in 2 levels ago, 2 crossbow bolts will get us low enough that I can actually trigger time stop and heal myself basically whenever I want to on demand. So this is gonna be the thing that triggers the time stop heal, and then we have 2 tube grenades and a whatever they're, I already forget what they're called, the hand grenades. We have a hand grenade. Hand grenade is going to be the first thing we have to throw because of that dedicated fuse timer, and that's the time we're working with. So we could throw, we're going to shoot order of operations here. We're going to shoot our feet twice with the crossbow to get our health low enough to heal. Then we're going to throw the grenade at our foot, and then we're going to shoot a tube grenade on the floor. And then just in your head, you have to time this. There's not really a visual cue in my, at least to time this. You're going to time yourself so that way when you jump and you shoot the first grenade, it'll push you up far enough that the other 2 grenades will then blow up very quickly after that to then push you out of the vent. Our goal, it's kind of hard to see, is to get out of this vent right here, because this is the vent that we crawled into. We're trying to get out of this vent to get out of bounds to walk to the end of the level. So, you know, order of operations, health low, second operation, set up for the grenade throw. Third thing, do the grenade throw. And it's not, again, not really a cue I can really tell you how to do it. You just have to get the feeling of what to do. So we'll go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and just keep trying it because it's probably going to take a few tries. This is a very difficult triple grenade jump to do because you're fighting with that really thin space of enough to boost you and not enough to kill you. So I'm going to hit myself twice. Then I'm going to pull out this, throw a grenade, tube grenade, and of course I get a first try. Oh, can we end the stream now? Like, I got that first try. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
First and the last time anybody will ever get that first try.
That's not supposed to happen. But all right. But yeah, that's it. You just lower your health, grenade, and then jump, shoot another grenade. That's beautiful. That's what it's supposed to look like. So I'm kind of happy that worked, but whatever. But the threading for that, you can even see I have half my health, and that's only because time stop kept healing me while I was getting pushed out of the vent. But you know, luckily enough, we can keep moving because this one can take forever to do. But the next thing to do is we're out of bounds, so you can see that I'm doing the whole falling slowly into the void thing again. So we have limited time to work through this. What we need to do is we need to find an angle to set up in our vent. So luckily enough, that's the ending room right there. That elevator shaft, that's the end of the level. But we need to be careful about where we walk, because if we walk over any ground, the game's going to think we're in bounds and it's going to immediately just drop us to the floor. So what we need to do is find a spot that we can get still in bounds but out of bounds. We need to get in the room but stay out of bounds. And luckily enough, that's basically right here with these 2 pipes. We can actually just walk. You know, we can set up an angle. I like to do this strafing thing and then just adjust my angle every time that, you know, I'm slightly off. So aim for around these 2 pipes, you know, a little to the left if you want. It's better to be too far to the right because of this room right here than not enough. Better be too far to the right than too far to the left, I should say. So I'm going to set up my thing about here, and then I'm just going to walk forward until I hit the ceiling. And then once the terrain starts to pop back in, I should be in the correct spot. And boom, there we go. We're in the perfect spot. We're exactly where we need to be. We're just going to go ahead and jump and wiggle our way back in until we fall in bounds like this. So now we're in bounds, but we're out of bounds. So we're not supposed to be here, but we are technically in bounds. But now we can actually just walk our way towards the end of the level right here. We can actually just stay up here and work our way towards like this, and then once you're up here, if you want to be safe about it, you can fall into the forklift, and then boom, you're at the end of the level. Go in here, you're done. That is sabotage. That level could be anywhere from a minute, minute and a half to like 10 minutes with how annoying that triple grenade jump can be.
Good. There you are. We just intercepted a system-wide transmission. They are coming for you.
Alrighty.
Get out of there. According to the specs,
So I know this level's name too. It's Exeunt. E-X-E-U-N-T. Someone correct me if I said that wrong, but I call it Exeunt because this is, at least in my opinion, the hardest object fling in the game because you have to go completely vertical. So remember that diagram I was saying of, you know, here's the trajectory during normal time, here it is in reverse. And normally they're like slightly different with what they're going to be doing, but in terms of time reverse, we're going completely up to then go completely down to then reverse it to go completely back up again. And going back up is really hard because we don't want any change of that angle. I'm trying not to use a lot of math terms here because I know I'm going to lose people. But basically we have a little bit of wiggle room. So like imagine you have an ice cream cone. That point on the bottom of the cone is like where you're starting from. The opening on the top of the cone where you put the ice cream in, that's like the room we have in terms of how like far to the side we can go. We want that top of the ice cream cone to be as small as possible because we don't have a lot of room for that. We don't have a lot of room for ice cream, so that top of the cone needs small. That is a really weird analogy. I hope that made sense. I just came up with it. But like I said, hopefully we just need to go straight. So we're gonna try to do that with this. There's not really a good setup for this. You know, there's this guy in the way. The best setup you can really do for this is sit in this corner and then just shoot this barrel and hope it cooperates with you. Yeah, like that didn't work. I am hitting all the buttons wrong. But, all right, cool. So manipulating it to go straight up. And of course I get this one first try too. Dude, what is going on? Why can't this happen during my runs? Remember, fall damage doesn't matter about velocity. It's about start and end. So no damage. And then cool, we're gonna move on. To open the door, you gotta hit the one on the wall first. And then hit the one in the shack. And then you're good. Yeah, someone in chat made sense of my ice cream analogy. Thank you. Thank you, Chatter, for not making me feel like I'm just losing my mind here.
You can also land on top of those buildings sometimes, and you can still make it work. It is a little more difficult.
That's part of the small error that like you have to make it work, but it's also you're going to spend a lot of time to like correct that error if you land on the hill, because you have to walk off the hill, then get on the building, then find the right spot of the building, then fall off the building, and then so it's correcting that is like not hard. It just takes a long time to do. This is an unskippable cutscene. You cannot skip this one.
notes directly contradict that.
Have you ever died before that cutscene?
No, I've not. Have you?
I think I've died once to that. There's one cutscene that I didn't expect to die on that I died to. I think it was that one.
Alrighty. Alright, so this level, this is another object fling to the end level. It's actually... It's good. This level has a neat quirk to it, actually, that no other object fling, at least that I know of, has. And this level has an object that will actually stay in place when you quick save and quick load, and it's this barrel right here. So when I blow it up, let's see if I can get it to cooperate. I should mention, we're trying to go directly, like if I stand on this barrel right here, we're trying to go directly over this hill. This is about the angle we're trying to shoot for. It's gonna be difficult. Also, thank you for the poll about do you want ice cream? You're welcome. But we're aiming. Whoa! My hand was not on the mouse for that. Yeah, so we're going for that angle over there. We're trying to get over that. There's a building with a vent that we're supposed to crawl in to like finish the level, but you can get on top of the vent and we'll still finish the level. So we're just gonna land on top of the building. All right, so here we're gonna stand in this tire well, and we're just gonna shoot the bottom of the barrel and hope it goes high enough, like this. So yeah, this is a neat quirk about this barrel. You can get it basically really high in the air, then you can quick save and you can quick load, and this one will stay in the air. For some reason, this is like one of the only objects that will do that, and I don't know why, but it's one of the only ones that will do this. So if you need like help with this level, and this level is kind of difficult, so abuse this trick. Freeze it in the air, you know, and then when you're done, you have all your time ability energy back. Time slow it, and then, you know, correct the angle to be what you need, and then let it fall and do your thing. Like, you can abuse this trick like crazy to do what you need it. But then just get on the barrel and just object thing and get over it. That was kind of weak.
There are a few levels where this actually does happen, so it's not... It is uncommon, but you can sometimes get it in other levels for some of your flings.
I'm gonna go ahead and show the backup for this, just because we haven't been showing a lot of backups. We've been showing just the correct thing, but basically I'm gonna show the backup of how to fix this particular one. I think this should be pretty fixable.
Yeah, this
basically,
one's fixable.
If you land on almost any of these hills, even that building or that building over there, as long as you're high enough, like way over the roof of this building, you can just do an out of bounds, you can do an oob walk, whatever you want to call it, a floaty walk, I don't know, but you can do a float walk, and then you can work your way over to these roofs, because these roofs actually are not above ground, so you actually have a lot of time to actually walk out of bounds. So actually I'm going to walk from the top of the hill over there, and these trees will count as solid ground, even though it's like 1 pixel wide, so you have to walk around them, but I still got plenty of height to make it to that roof, which then I can get to the other roof. So we'll go ahead and show this backup, just because this is a very common backup that you will probably have to use if you run this game. So walk around this, and then we're just going to walk to this roof here. I'm going to go ahead and actually get into the middle roof, because I got the height for it. But we're going to get on this roof, save the game. And now we need to be careful with where we're landing on here, because there's actually some like presses you can see right here that will kill you if you touch them. But if you just walk on the vent like this, you will finish the level, and then you will spawn in the vent. Even though this is like in the same physical space in terms of the world of the game, these are actually separate maps. So it'll respawn me here. Unlike what Church did with that one level where he's like finished out of bounds but then stayed out of bounds, that doesn't apply here. This level is also pretty neat with the skip you can do. I'm actually going to go ahead and just kill everyone to make this easier for setup for me. Come on. But luckily enough, I actually don't need all these grenades. Okay. We're going to go ahead and clear this out just so I have some room to explain things. But you can actually... So normally you're supposed to walk around these pipes over here. I just got pushed. All right. But normally you have to walk around these pipes and do all this other stuff, and there's like a trigger that you're going to hit over there. We're going to try to hit this trigger from the other side. So this is like normally a big box trigger. It's not just like a vertical wall. It's a big box trigger, and we're hitting it from the wrong side. By hitting it from the wrong side, we actually give ourselves enough time to actually like skip a huge chunk of the level and just finish it early. So they don't intend for you, obviously, to hit it from this side. But because we have that time, we can go enter a door that's normally locked and just walk to the end. So we can go do that by just jumping over these pipes here. Hold up. We're gonna go ahead and jump over these pipes here. Cool. And then we're gonna let all of the ability energy and our health fully recharge. We'll just say we need all of it. You can get away with less, but let's just say you need all of it. This is one of the easiest speedrun tricks you can do, is the moment you're here and you have all the ability energy you need, go ahead and hit time slow, walk backwards to hit the trigger, and once you hit the trigger, turn around and walk through the door, and use all of your time ability energy to walk through the door. This skips a bunch of other stuff that you have to do, and you can just simply walk into here and end the level. So huge. This is probably one of the bigger skips easier skips to do. But we're actually pretty close to the end of the game already. We've only got a handful of missions left, and they're all, for most of them, are pretty short. But here, I should be able to demonstrate the time reversal bug that only speedrunners would hit. So remember, so hopefully it made sense. That reduction where I'm now getting a bonus, basically, for doing time reversal in the proper place for a puzzle, it's not going to take a lot of ability energy. So if I like do it, you know, if I do it out here in the hallway like this, you can see how fast it drained there. So normally I get this like reduction on the next time I use time reversal to use for a puzzle. But if I don't use it, if I use it too quickly, then that, you know, bonus isn't huge, so I don't get to do the puzzle quickly. Or if I use it and then cancel it, then reuse it again, that bonus I get is gone. So it's better just to wait like 10 seconds here if you're worried about that, and then go ahead and walk out and then do the puzzle. So you can see how slow it is, how it's draining right now. That's because I have that bonus just sitting there for this specific puzzle. And then you can make your way into this puzzle here. So I hope that was a good demonstration, unlike before, of the whole time reversal bonus thing. But this level, this one doesn't really have, it has skips that you can do, like riding us, like I'm just trying to climb to the top of the building here. I'll be fine. So you can like climb this barrel and you can like launch yourself to the top because you're just trying to go to the top of the room, then to the bottom, and then you're going to leave. So you can use some barrel launches, but this is one of those speedrun levels that it's just easier and significantly more consistent to just do the level normally. There is a skip to this level if you want to learn it. I used to do it. I kept failing it a bunch, so I stopped doing it. You know, kind of dealer's choice here, whatever you want to do. But this is a level I would just say do normally. Don't worry about a speedrun strat for this level. You're probably going to
fast enough level that you can usually, it's not a big deal.
You're going to give yourself significant headaches if you try to do a skip that saves like 5 seconds, and it's also completely vertical, like that one level I'd mentioned that was vertical and very difficult. This would be another one of those very difficult skips to do because it's vertical, and you would just be, again, unnecessary headaches. So here we're just doing the level normally. We're hitting the button, we're leaving, we're hitting the button, we're leaving, and then downstairs we're doing the time puzzle by hitting the buttons and leaving. Oh, geez. Hello. I don't know what hit me there. So here, this puzzle, you can time stop this if you want to, like this. This is what they expect you to do. You can also have enough time to use time slow for that if you want to save like 2 seconds, but either one works. But here we're just walking to the end of the level, and then we got three levels left for this particular run, which the last level actually has a really good skip in it. It actually skips like half of the boss fight, which is pretty nice. This probably has the most dangerous object fling in the game, because you're under fire. If you're trying to do it quickly, you're under fire. You've got enemies rushing you constantly. You've got allies trying to fight as well that can screw up the barrel you're trying to use. You've got like to hide and make sure you got health. The enemies could accidentally shoot the barrel. Like, you've got 10 things that can go wrong to make this awful. For now, I'm going to try to do it the correct way, but for a screenshot right here, we're going to be standing about here behind these boxes, and we're going to use this barrel to get all the way on top of this Zeppelin. That is the goal. We're starting here, and we're trying to end up there. So it's a decently vertical launch. It's not hard because we have a little bit of wiggle room with the angle. Sorry. Yeah, hiccups. Oof. Water break. All right. So we're trying to get on top of the Zeppelin, and then there's enough areas that you can make this work. There's like 3 or 4 different areas that you can fall into this area to make it work. The goal is to fall on the Zeppelin because it's a huge surface area, gives you a lot of area to adjust, to do what you need. There's other areas that you could fall inside the building. If you just fall inside the building, that can still work. There's also a lot of backups for this one. The general idea is get over this wall. If you can get over that wall, most likely you can get to the end of the level. The end of the level is stuck behind that door, and you always have to do a bunch of other stuff to open the door. So, like I said, I'm gonna try it the fast way because it's what you're gonna have to do anyway. You're gonna stand behind these boxes to shoot these barrels to then get on top of the Zeppelin. So that's what we're gonna go for here, and hope the enemies cooperate with us. Here, I'm also waiting for time reversal to come back. Cool. Yeah, that didn't work. So that's also a problem with this level is you don't have time reversal immediately. So you have to work with what you got. I don't like this, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah. I might actually just kill some of these guys real quick. Oh, I didn't see my health. That was my bad.
This is also a level where you definitely can take the time to kill people. I try not to, and then sometimes you end up having to get rid of some.
I swear my health is just like disappearing before I even notice it's gone.
That is one of the problems with this game. But you took like half your health there from something.
Yeah, we'll just kill these 3 dudes and then we'll move on. Luckily, none of them shot the barrel I used. Oh no! They set it on fire! No! That's what I'm trying to avoid. This is why this level is difficult, because like it's so easy for your barrel that you're using to just be caught up in the crossfire. This level does kind of stink.
This is one of the harder ones just because the enemies can interfere with your strat. Like, they can blow up the barrel you need.
Oh, actually, I think I have a good one here. I think I have a good setup right now with this save. Depends if time reversal wants to come back in time or not. Pun intended. I got stuck with a grenade and I got really scared. Yeah, this'll work. Whoa. Okay. Object flings are weird.
Weird.
And I think this is actually the last one that you have to do in the run, if I remember correctly. I think this is the last one. All right, there we go. This will work. All right, we're on the Zep. We're good. This level's over. So, like I said, there's 50 million ways to do this level if you want to be safe about it. The way I'm going to do it is the fast way. It's also pretty easy to get stuck if you don't have explosives to get you out. There's a method that you can do to fall down this way to just do the level normally. There's a method that you can do to fall in the elevator shaft, but we're going to do the fast way just because it's not terribly difficult to do. We're aiming for this. This extends far enough up that you can actually get your feet to touch it, and it will just teleport you into the room. And this button just ends the level. Once you touch that button, you're done.
I think Chrome considers you.
All right, this cutscene's also unskippable, and we have 2 more levels left to go. There's a partial autoscroller here. So we mentioned earlier during that 5-minute one, there's like a couple minute autoscroller here. It's not long. It's maybe a minute, minute and a half. But it is still an autoscroller, and there's not much you can do to speed it up. Realistically, all you really need to do is just blow up these helicopters, but, you know, I don't really think it does much anyway. I just like to blow them up, so I have nothing to worry about. But yeah, also, we have a laser turret instead of a machine gun. Come on. But yeah, we're just blowing these guys up, and once we blow up all the helicopters, we can get out of the turret, because this is actually a combination level. It's a combo turret level and a on-foot level, I guess we'll call it that. But now we're done with this, we can actually leave the turret and head up to the next section.
Are you going to do the like 8-second time save?
No.
Absolutely RNG.
It's absolutely not. So what Church is talking about is this guy can shove you out of the Zeppelin early if he basically does a correct turn on you. It gives you a wiggle room to just squeeze out, and you can get out early. Otherwise, you just have to wait for this elevator to turn on like that, and then you can just ride the elevator out. It is RNG. If it works or not. So if you want to, you know, play with that, go for it. If otherwise, just walk out of the plane. I missed that guy? Okay. For the most part, we don't have to worry about weapons anymore. We just kill everyone with like what we got, but in terms of ammo conservation or anything, this is the last time we're gonna have this kit of weapons. because in the next level, we're going to actually have all of our weapons removed because our plane's going to crash. And then we're going to get a new set of weapons that are completely fresh. Now here, use your time slow to your best advantage, but go ahead and chuck a grenade over there, kill this guy, and then hide in the room, if it lets me. Cool. So I didn't get to mention this because Church was doing his explanation, but for the 2 times that you, at least if you do my strat, the 2 times you have to crouch walk, it is actually faster to do it diagonally up diagonal to a direction. So up left or up right, doesn't matter. Just do this. It is a tiny bit faster. It's not much, so if you don't do it, whatever, but it's pretty easy to do, so might as well do it.
There will be a fuel tank that has to be lowered onto a transport car.
And then this level, you can just jump up here. You can skip, you know, going around there, and like these dudes don't notice you for some reason because of just jumping up here. It's kind of funny, but go ahead and shoot the rope to break that. And then this is a time reversal puzzle. The reverse time to unbreak the rope and pull you up. And then the rest of this level is pretty much normally the skip that we're doing for this level is we're basically ignoring every enemy from this point on. We're just going to basically tank all the damage and just move on. So we're going to abuse time stops healing to just heal ourselves when we need to. So we'll break this rope. We'll stand on the platform and then we'll break this rope. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Wait, where is it? There it is. So time slow to get off of it, and then just wait until your health is low enough, and then heal. Get on the platform, and then you just watch your health at this point. So I'm gonna heal, and we're just gonna keep driving. You can just tank all the damage here. It's kind of nice.
This is another one where it's like technically you do slow down the ending a little bit if you have to time stop, but it's important to not die.
Yep. Are you kidding me? It crashed.
Oh no!
That's hilarious. I'll quickly reload the game to fix it. We're on the last level, so it won't take that long. That's hilarious, though. I've never had that happen. That's pretty good.
Would you say?
Yes, that's never happened before. I know it's your show and all, but like, god damn it. I'll put one in the swear jar. There, it's all $20 to GDQ for that one. All right, Resume, where are you gonna put me? Let's figure out where Resume puts me.
Presumably at the beginning of the level, but
Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'll take this. I don't think there's a save. Yeah, this is the last save I have. That's fine. All right.
I mean, technically you could just load up the level, but
I don't think I have credit for it because I've deleted all my saves.
oh, yeah. I mean, it's the end of the level. It's not a big deal.
Wow, I barely took any damage on this particular run. That's like ideal, what you want to have happen. Everyone just misses you.
Never seen this before.
Come on. Don't play that sound. Okay, it didn't. Cool. Alrighty. Last level. Almost done. Alright, so like I said, last level, plane crash. We don't have any weapons anymore. I'm hitting all my weapon keys. There's no weapons here. Making sure. Okay, I thought TimeShift was being weird with how it controlled it. For most part, we're going to do the level as intended until we get to the boss fight. This game does have one boss fight, but unfortunately we're going to skip 90% of it because there's only one part of the boss that matters, and we can skip to that part and then just do that part, and then it's over. So here, we're going to get 3 guns. We're going to get the shotgun, we're going to get the crossbow, and we're going to get the EMF cannon. And you can actually use the EMF cannon to blow up a couple walls. And we're basically never going to reload this thing because we're not going to use a full clip of ammo. We're just going to use enough to blow up these walls and keep going. We're going to pull out the shotgun to blast this one guy at the door, just make him have a bad day. And then this is the skip. So this is the boss fight. We need to be a little careful with how we do this because we need... So I'm going to pause it right here. So there's these brick walls around the arena. The ending door is right underneath this. We'll just... You know, for example, the ending door to the last part of the boss is right here. It's blocked off by some rubble, and also conveniently, there's a brick wall right next to the boss door. This is one of the few pieces of terrain that's also destructible, and you can destroy parts of the wall. You don't have to destroy all of it, just parts of it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get a new weapon right there in the crate over there. So ending part, the wall we're using, and the weapon we're using is shotgun, I think is what's called. I know, pun intended, because I'm Shockwave and I'm using a shotgun, whatever. That gun can easily destroy part of these brick walls right here. And we can destroy enough of it to leave the top part of the brick wall alone and use that as a jumping surface to jump over this wall over here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you. So you can see it's blocked by some rubble right here, but there's a hole in the ceiling right here. And this doesn't have an invisible wall on it. It's just this rubble that's blocking the way. So what you can do is take the shotgun and we'll actually go ahead and there you go. So there's part of the, oh, hello. I'm just going to show this for example, but like, yeah, so you can see like this wall is destroyable. Like you can destroy it and then you can use this gun to easily destroy whatever parts of the terrain that you want to destroy. So we're going to use this gun to blow up just parts of the terrain to do what we need to. And we're also going to do it under fire because otherwise like enemies are going to constantly spawn and you're going to waste basically as much time as doing the boss anyway. So you might as well do the skip while you're under fire. If you really like want to do the skip while not under fire, take your time, kill everything, but it is really just the better idea to do it while you're under fire and just kind of, you know, deal with it. So blow this guy up, pick up a shotgun or a surge gun, and then we're going to stand on this side just to make sure that guy that just spawned, you can see him on the radar. That guy spawned on the other side of the wall. We're going to blow up just a little bit of this wall right here like that. So do note that hurts you because it is a giant shock beam like blowing up in your face. It does hurt you when you do it right next to your face. Now, something else to note, you cannot just jump up this wall like this. Like I'm shoved in the wall here like this. Like I can't just jump over the wall. Like I can, you know, I can be a little picky about it, but like it's really hard to do it. You could probably get away with it, but for the most part, you cannot jump up this wall. So what we need to do is use the surge gun to boost ourselves up the wall and get to the top of the wall. Now, you also have to be careful because you don't want to destroy the top of the wall. So you have to do another intricate balance like that triple grenade jump and sabotage of doing enough damage to boost you, but also keeping it far enough away that it doesn't destroy the wall. So, well, you'll see what I mean here in a second, but I'm going to get myself into this corner between the two walls, and then I'm going to boost myself up slowly to get enough height. That way I can jump on this. Now, that guy's going to kill me. Well, actually, no, hold up. All right, we can actually save that right here. So now I'm on top of the wall. Use the surge gun, you know, with the right click, the alt functionality, to boost yourselves slowly up the wall and get yourselves on top of this. Now, this is the easy part. You know, quick save whichever you need to. We're just going to jump over this, jump over the wall. And like, that's it. We're basically done with the game at this point. We just have to go to the end of the boss and then shoot it, and then it's done. But we're done with the game now. We just need to walk to the end. Oh yeah, these guys will still chase you, and it's kind of funny because they're just programmed to follow you. They don't care where you are. But yeah, we're done now for the most part. We're just gonna wait until this boss realizes what's going on. So the boss is confused. It's like, hey, you're supposed to be over there, but then once you stand on this catwalk here, it's like, oh, you're over there. Okay, yeah, I can go over there, and it just moves itself over there, even though it's not like damaged at all. Like the boss fight normally is shooting through these turrets and then destroying them, and then it moves over for the last one. The last one on the bottom is the only one that matters. This is the boss's health bar right here. So to destroy the boss, you just shoot it with the surge gun. It's the only gun that will damage it. It is currently immune until it passes this building. I use this building as a visual cue, but this building as a visual cue. Once it goes past that, then it's vulnerable, and then you can shoot it until it blows up. It should take 3 shots to explode, and once it's the 3rd shot, it should be over. So time slow, 1, 2, and done. And that is time shift. And funny enough, we are basically back where we started in the first level. But as time shift, I guess I'll just throw it back to you, Church. I don't know how we want to wrap this up, or is there, you know, anything else we want to explain? But yeah, that is time shift.
I feel like we've... So I guess the first thing is, does anybody have any questions about the run? Because I feel like... So this is one of the a little bit of the harder ones, because like I actively run this game. I feel like we have explained everything fairly concisely and easily for everybody to understand. But if there is anything that anybody has any questions about, feel free to ask in chat. While we wait on anybody asking, sorry, I just brain froze there. Do you have any, I guess, other tips for running this game, besides anything we've already talked about?
Get used to your keybinds. Choose keybinds that make sense for you and that make sense for you personally. I will also say, I'll just hold it up. I play on this. If you don't know what these are, this is a gaming keypad. I like it because of the thumbstick for movement. So this is all my movement. It's WASD. But find keybinds that work for you, because if you don't have keybinds that work for you, you're going to be fat fingering the wrong abilities all of the time. And you need your fingers free to jump around, use time abilities when you need to. So if you have like WASD and then you need like Q for time slow and E for time stop, and like I think C was my time reversal at one point, like it was getting hard at times to manage all of the interactions, whereas like now with this I can move and then I can trigger each ability freely, utilize mouse buttons. Like keybinds help a lot in this game to not accidentally, you know, over trigger something that you don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is a good point. I've rebound. I just use a regular keyboard, but I've rebound everything to like, well, I guess not WASD, but basically I've just rebound everything so I don't really have to move my hand. I've got the time abilities and quick save on my mouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pick something that works for you. Like you don't. The
default ones are not the best. We'll just put it that way. I'm not gonna say they're awful, but like they're not great and they're very easy to get confused. Also, having quick save and quick load on easily accessible keys. You have those. They're very important. I know by default people use like F7 and F8 or something, like function keys. Have them easily accessible because you're going to be using them a lot.
Yeah, so I've found quick save is on my mouse wheel, like it's mouse wheel down, or like clicking the mouse wheel, and quick load is F1 for me. So yeah, it's important to have those very easy because you're going to use them a lot. Like setting up tricks and stuff, you're going to use them a lot.
And as adjacent to the quick save, quick load like keybinds, utilize the most of quick save and quick load to your advantage. So like object flings are inconsistent by nature, but if you can use quick saves to set up an angle that works for you, you know, look at the floor at this pixel, then look at this pixel on the barrel, boom, like you have your angle. Make something as consistent as possible. Utilize the what's the word I want to use? The abundance of information in the quick saves. You know, your angle, enemy position, whatever ammo you have. Like abuse that to your advantage because it's probably the greatest tool that you have in your toolkit for object flings if you are not able to just do them on the fly.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing a lot of questions about the run itself. Shock, you have a run.
I do. Yes, I will be running Deer Simulator, which if you also didn't see that, we'll just say like a month ago on this show, actually. I'll be running Deer Simulator to kick off the Silly Block on Thursday at 2 a.m. Eastern. This game is also in the marathon as a backup, but you will not probably see this unless something happens. So you might have a chance to see this, but you will definitely see myself running Deer Simulator on Thursday morning.
I'm excited. Deer Simulator was it was a masterpiece. I can say that. I didn't know what to expect from that. What's that?
Yeah, very look forward to showing off Deer Sim. Gonna be fun.
It's gonna be amazing. So do you have any other closing thoughts you want to give about? It doesn't necessarily have to be about the run. About you.
Yeah, so I've you know, if you've seen my information, you're trying to follow me and stuff. I've taken personally just like a little streaming hiatus. It's been fun. I've been having a bunch of stuff to take care of. I plan on coming back after SGDQ, so if you want to follow me for that, I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/shockwave. Same handle on Twitter. I also have my Discord server pinged in there. If you want to come learn the run, feel free to annoy me about it. I'm happy to teach anyone whatever runs that I know. I'm happy to share the information because if you learn this game, it's fun. It can be frustrating, but this is kind of a neat one I pull out of my pocket for marathon submissions because not many people know this game, and then they see me flying across the map by jumping on a barrel, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" And like, whatever. But but for the most part, I'm just kind of a mix of a speedrun and a Destiny player. So you know, if you want to, feel free to hit me up on YouTube or Twitter. Other than that, you'll see me on Thursday.
I guess that does bring up one more thing. There's not really a community Discord for this game. If you have any questions, you can ask Shock, you can ask me. We're both happy to help you with whatever you need. With all that said, this is the last hotfix show before Summer Games Done Quick 2022, which is coming up this Saturday. Well, sorry, this Sunday, the 26th to the 3rd. So you can check out our live event. It's going to be streamed here on Twitch, the same channel. You can go to gamesdonequick.com for more information. You can get the schedule there. We have an Instagram. It's going to have a lot of clips from the hotfix, and it's going to have some clips from the event as well. So that is at gamesdonequick on Instagram. You can tweet gamesdonequick, and you can let us know about any of the moments you're excited for the marathon. And as a reminder, from now until July 15th, GDQ's revenue from subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, It's Cheered, after taxes will be donated from GDQ to Doctors Without Borders. So that's all these ways you can help support the charity. With that said, we will see you in just a few days for your Games Done Quick. And then we will see you in 2 weeks with the hotfix again. We're going to take a quick break while we look for a raid target, so if you wouldn't mind sticking around so we can cheer on somebody else in a speedrun, that would be awesome. Other than that, thanks all, and see you at Games Done Quick here on Sunday.